All right, all right, all right. We're at the Deep. Women's Lacrosse, the first live stream of the year. Olentangy. From Ohio. Bringing it in, a 1-2 record. They're down here for a little while, I believe, guys.
Probably their spring break.
I'm Dion Welch. The Lady Land Sharks are here, 6-3. I have Tony, the man, Zarzaka. And I have Chris Harrison. They're both the OGs of lacrosse.
Woo-hoo. Well,
what do you think? What are you guys ready for up here on this brand new press box?
First of all, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It is great to be back up here with Dion, but specifically with the coach, Chris Harrison, to my right. It just feels good. It feels natural. We haven't done this in over a year. We weren't sure if we were ever going to do it again.
All is well with the world again.
Yeah, all's right. We have a beautiful sun behind us, not in our face this year. We're up on our beautiful new press box here at, I guess we're no longer calling it the Reef. It has now been dubbed the Deep.
The Deep.
That is this athletic complex, as Mark Meyer dubbed it, athletic director Mark Meyer dubbed it the Deep. And I guess when the kids voted on it, and I guess when you win 6 state titles, you call it whatever you want. So we are here for senior night, ladies and gentlemen, and thrilled to be back. Getting ready for live lacrosse. They're introducing the seniors coming out of the Shark. Dion's on the camera to my left. Chris, you're in the frame.
I am.
Dion's on the camera to my left. Would normally be Angie Gregory, who may or may not be tuned in tonight. We're going to go through a little bit of memory lane. It's a special night for me. I have a senior graduating, so Liliana is in her second year, starting on defense here. So we're pretty excited about this team. We're coming in at 6-3, Coach.
Exciting team this year, Tony, and unfortunately looks like losing quite a few seniors and shorter roster than we've seen in the past. So hopefully we'll have some young girls ready to come up and take the reins. But tonight is the seniors' night to play and celebrate.
Yeah, Ashley McCullough, Coach Ashley McCullough comes from a deep background. Of course, we won the state title last year, doubled up with the boys. You know, it was a his and her state title year. Ashley always makes the best of whatever roster she gets. And look, she's sitting here at 6-3, poised to defend the title without Tegan Scott.
And she's at 6-3 with a schedule that's certainly not a cakewalk. The thing that I think Oceanside has always prided themselves on is going outside of the immediate area to play some step up in competition. And today's an example with a team from Ohio actually coming in here to visit us.
Yeah, and Olentangy came in here last year and put up a pretty good fight. I will tell you, if you talk about the out-of-state teams, even more than the boys, you know, reaching for the competition, we took a pretty good beating from Lampert, Georgia, who came in here last year and beat the snot out of our boys.
Which is, perennial, top Georgia team. Huge pull in that school from a very, very dense area. So obviously, stand to be a good powerhouse of a team.
Yeah, so we took a pretty good shellac in there. We beat BE in a last-second nail-biter here, which was, I was thinking of you that night because you would have loved to have seen it. I mean, it was down to literally the last 3 seconds, and they brought it home. So we're gonna pause for the anthem. All right, folks, we are back, and as I like to say after the anthem, let's get it on. We are moments away from live lacrosse here, and as I was saying before the break, Coach, the tough schedule that's come in here and rolled out of here, you know, BE, I was starting to say literally last second nail bite, scored with 3 seconds left in a come-from-behind victory, fourth quarter comeback. So, really re-energized the season. We hung with a very, very talented private school team from Baltimore, where every other girl was 19 years old.
Sure.
You know, they were all reclassed twice, and suddenly our girls felt pretty good about that. But you know, this is a scrappy bunch. They run hard, they play hard, they play within themselves. A couple of bright spots. We'll even start with the seniors. You know, Scarlett Mayer, number 12, working her way out there. No relation to Greta Mayer, who plays attack, number 24. You know, Scarlett is an absolute, beast out there. I know we have Beastie, who Caitlin Borst, number 14. We call her Beastie.
Right.
But I got to tell you, I've been watching Scarlett Mayer all year, and that kid is unbelievable. And here we go for the draw. No face-offs in girls lacrosse. A couple of disclaimers. We are a couple of dads. We've got this link circulating through Ohio from the local fan base that made the trip. They travel well, and we're off and running. And our first whistle. A lot of whistles in girls lacrosse. It's a tough game to call.
Well, you'll have that one because the ball didn't go above the shoulders. So the refs don't like that, and they'll have you come back and try again.
So Scarlett's going to take round two. She flies it up well above the shoulders there. Running over it is Reed Franklin. She comes up with it, rolls out of bounds, and looks like it's going to be Oceanside ball. Reed's got it, feeds it over to Caitlin Borst. Borst up top to Scarlett Mayer. She's going to set up the offense. Over to Caitlin, wheeling it around. Over to Reed. Boy, we're far away from the field, Chris. I can't quite see the Can't quite see the numbers.
I need my distance classes.
I mean, I know there's Ava Grace Carlo. There's one of our seniors, Ava Grace, who's come back from multiple injuries to put together just a spectacular senior season. Her mother, Janelle, does so much. There's a feed inside, denied. Caitlin Borst out on the line. That would be the 12-meter arc out there, Chris?
So, you have the 8 and the 12.
The 8 and the 12.
meter is where you'll have your free position shots, and the 12 is kind of used to line up for less consequential fouls, things like that.
Right. So the girls are content to wheel it around. Here's Grace Recton pushing it around over to Reed. Just the Sharks just patrolling that 12-meter arc, looking for their spots. Greta Mayer makes a drive inside, does a pivot, and puts it on the goal crease. Big bounce. Who came up with it? Grace Recton gets it out of there, misses the feed. Liliana Zarzaka coming over to make sure it doesn't cross the line.
Great ground ball in traffic by Recton there. There was a lot going on in the middle there in front of the goalie, and she comes up, and Oceanside lives to fight another day here. Yeah,
so time of possession is all Oceanside at the moment. It really hasn't been across midfield yet. Beastie tries to feed inside to Scarlett through traffic, doesn't get there. Back to Beastie at the top of the 12-meter arc.
Yeah, a little luck on the side of Oceanside here so far. A couple balls knocked down defensively and just had the right bounce back to us.
Yeah, Reed Franklin, the freshman, number 9. Coach, keep an eye on her throughout. I mean, she doesn't play like a freshman. There's a drive inside. Good save, goaltender at her ankles. Going to be brought in by Greta Mayer. Greta brings it around. Of course, the daughter of Jeff Mayer. There's a feed inside and a drive wide left.
Beautiful cut by Recton there, and good eyes on Mayer seeing her come in.
Up top to Beastie. I was saying, Reed Franklin doesn't play like a freshman, coach. You got to keep an eye on here. Here comes Scarlett. She's come driving inside and drops it right over the top in the net. 1-0 Land Sharks. Great drive.
And that's one of those lunch pail possessions, Tony. Coming in and working hard, trying to see what the defense gives them, and finally pans out in a goal. And a 1-0 lead.
Chris, we have replays this year.
That's awesome. See, that's what happens when a guy that knows what he's doing runs the camera.
I got to tell you, Chris, don't get down on yourself. You did a hell of a job for 2 years running that thing, and they YOLO'd. Dion gave us the crash course, and then We were on our own.
He's got a scoreboard camera there, too, or something.
He's got a scoreboard camera. He's got the big camera.
Just the clock. When we did it, nobody knew what time was in the game. You always would have to tell them.
Yeah, we'd tell them. All right, we're out. Scarlett Mayer's out for the draw. Goes high and behind. There's another whistle, and it's going to be Oceanside ball. Beastie brings it up. Of course, Caitlin Borst, the senior, decorated. Her sister graduated last year. This is the second one. The girls play ice hockey. They're hockey players.
I was just talking to her father. They just returned from Buffalo and said they were playing some future Olympians up there. Just incredible the dedication that must take to play multiple sports and travel like that at the same time.
Well, we lived it for years with Peanut Seaton on the boys' side. Of course, we'll see Clark here soon. That'll be a great reunion. There's a drive wide and far. Going to be brought in from the baseline by Ava Grace Carlo.
I like Oceanside's approach so far, Tony. Very patient, kind of waiting to see what the Braves throw at them here. And so far has led to them being in this 1-0 advantage.
It's been a lot more game plan. You know, when you have a player as powerful as Tegan Scott that just dominates the sport, you know, your game plan gets pretty simple pretty fast. So I was talking to Coach. I've spent a lot of time with her this year since I'm a singular girls lacrosse dad these days. There's a drive inside and a great whip. Caitlin Borst, good feed from Greta Mayer over the top. Caitlin Borst drives it in top left, and it's going to be 2-0 Land Sharks.
Mayer just a feeding machine so far in this game, and just doing an awesome job back there from the X area.
She is a force to be reckoned with. Of course, her father and mother sitting down. Her father sitting down below us, Jeff Mayer, who is one of the co-kings of Low Country Lacrosse. Literally and figuratively, runs the Low Country Lacrosse shop here with Tom Harris and that whole crew. So, it was great to have a mayor here rather than at Wando.
Certainly.
We haven't been that fortunate. Here's Scarlett Mayer. Again, no relation out at the center. Pink cleats, number 12, facing off against the Braves. 2-0 Land Sharks, 8:12 to go in the first quarter. There's a lot of scrambling for the ball. Good hip there thrown in by Reed Franklin, the freshman.
That's Peyton Billeter with the draw control, and we'll get to see the Braves bring their offense out here for the first time this game.
There's an errant pass back over the line, scooped up. Grace Recton thunders down the sideline, looking for the feed inside, finds Ava Grace Carlo. Pushes it up to Scarlett Mayer, and she's the point guard of this team. She's distributing and driving at any given moment. Over to the other Mayer. She's looking for a drive, gets it in, and folds it right down at the ankles.
Beautiful little shot.
Not a lot of mustard, but one of the toughest shots. I mean, you're the father of a goaltender for a long time. Tough shot.
Shoot low. I can tell you that you'll get that advice all the way through to college game. My daughter was telling me that their coach has really been on their team's case to be shooting lower. And, it makes the goalie have to react low from a position where they're fixed up high and, leaves a little bit more room for error. So great shot there. And I believe Oceanside is up to a 3-0 lead at this point.
So we're back out for the draw, 3-0 Oceanside. A little slow on the scoreboard. Borst and crew kind of lollygagging down there at the scorer's table, Coach. Scarlett Mayer back on point. She's got...
we had Reed Franklin taking the draw that time, so they mixed it up a little bit and still went in Oceanside's favor.
So back to spinning it around the 12-meter arc. For those of you that aren't familiar with the girls' game, a couple more people out there than we're used to on the boys' game. So you have it's pretty crowded in the attack zone there.
It does, and because of that, there's certain rules for safety and what have you. Shooting space is one that seems to confuse every single parent in the world, but it's there for a reason because of the way the game's played and the number of girls out there.
So that was so number 15, Reagan Bowers, right? So I'm going to give you a little bit of background on these girls because we're not together every week the way we used to be. So Reagan Bowers, another freshman. So her, and Reed Franklin. Reagan Bowers, she towers over everybody. She's tall, she's athletic, she's fast, she's smart. And if she has the ball and she is unguarded in the lane there, count it. I mean, she is going to find the twine. So it looks like we got a timeout here.
Well, as a coach, you got to love that, knowing that's a freshman that you're going to probably have for another 3 years.
Yeah,
so.
when you look at the talent between Reed Franklin and Reagan Bowers, the 2 freshmen on this team, and there's only 3 on there. Ellie Hunt, is kind of bringing up the rear there. We don't talk about her a lot, but she's a developing player, and she'll get some run here and there. Again, it's not a particularly deep roster, so everybody gets to play. All the girls contribute at one time or another. So, Coach really does it. Ashley and Beth really do a good job with this team.
It would strike me it would have to be kind of an all-hands-on-deck type roster, because even though you have your standouts and what have you, they're still going to need a break. You may have a quick injury or something, so you got to have people ready to step in off the bench.
So for the benefit of our Olentangy audience that may be tuning in from Ohio, again, welcome to the broadcast. We are a couple of dads. Chris and I have spent the last 2 years broadcasting mostly boys lacrosse because our boys played together since they were little. They're both graduated and off to college. So we will get to your kids' names, and don't let it feel one-sided. We're just a couple of dads, and we have a hometown bent. But, it really is about the kids, so everybody's going to get a shout-out at some point, and we'll apologize in advance if we butcher the names. You guys did give us a little bit of a challenging roster on the name side.
So that's number 14, Ryan Kirtley, with an excellent grab out of the air there on the draw control. And what movement by the Braves. I believe that was number 4 or...
Number 4, Emma Boudet.
I believe. It all happened so fast because that's how great their transition was on that possession. So Braves open up the scoring for themselves here with a 4-1 disadvantage for the Braves. And we'll see if they've kind of built something to run with here.
Yeah, and they've gotten a possession. They haven't had a lot of possession time in our zone. First year in earnest, because we had Sadie Bell for so long, who graduated senior last year. So she turns the reins over to Avery Clark, younger sister of Caitlin Clark, who graduated and is off to Clemson. So Avery, they call her Dave, which is kind of funny because defensive Avery is Dave.
That's fantastic.
So the girls call her Dave, and even in her own house, she's Dave these days. But so she's done a really good job keeping us in games. It's similar to, there's a drive by Reagan. Remember I told you what happens when she's in front.
Excellent little give and go there between Scarlett Mayer and who was that again? Franklin, I believe.
Yeah, that was Reagan Bowers, number 15,
Bowers,
the freshman.
Sorry about that. Just fantastic. I mean, that's a great little 2-man game they played there, and made the Braves pay for it here with 6:34 left in the first. We are at a 5-1 game. Our scoreboard crew's a little.
Somebody just looked up. I see who's on the clock down there, so they're getting to it. So Reagan Bowers, and I was telling you about Avery, so she's done a real good job. Again, similar to Tegan Scott. I mean, Sadie Bell is a tough act to follow.
Yeah.
And Avery is a different kind of goaltender, both in statute and aggressiveness, but she's done a great job keeping us in games. I felt bad for her against Lampert. I mean, this was the old Jim Craig in Norway. It was everybody's net.
This is what happens with goaltenders. You have no two that are the same, and that's what makes it so difficult to coach them. You can have an extremely active goaltender, and you can have a very passive one, and it can be just as effective. And so it's finding a way to work with the goaltender to their strengths, and obviously they're all going to be different. Yeah.
So we've got back to live action here. So it's is it a 6-1 tilt or a 5-1 tilt?
5-1. Quick little shot there by Scarlett Mayer, our goalie, who I believe is number 30. Reagan Rockhold with a nice little high save there.
All right, being brought out by, looks like, there's ball on the ground there. Quick, meaningless whistle. Number 16 brings it out, pushes it up to 14. Ryan Kirtley. For those of you, again, joining us from out of town, I am kind of famous for my nicknames. All your players will have a nickname before the end of this. And I just can tell you that I can't wait till 18 Eden Van Ripper. I can't wait until she scores, because
I mean, if that's not an offensive lacrosse name, I don't know what is.
I love it. So shout out to her, the sophomore midfielder. There's a drive inside, a little bit of a scrum in front of our net. There's a stick up high, no call for 21, Quinn Hams. But the defense holds up nonetheless. Avery outlets, pushes it upfield to Scarlett. Scarlett's going to head up the sideline.
Real nice clear by the Oceanside girls there. Very effective.
The defense for Oceanside has answered the call game in and game out, with the exception of a couple of lopsided, tougher teams that were just outgunned. Proud dad moment. Liliana in her second year, never played before last year, and Beth called on her, and she has answered the call and worked really hard on footwork, stick skills, and she has anchored that right side of the defense. Kind of like watching the old number 6 back there in the old days. So she's wearing that 33 proudly.
I love it.
There's a drive inside down by the defense.
That's number 14, Ryan Kirtley. She's been very active down there, knocking balls down out of the air. Very good stick work.
They're going to work their way out for the clear. Here comes number 16, bringing it up, Peyton Billiter. There's a ball on the ground, and that's you get the ball near Reed Franklin. She's coming down with it. Scarlett Mayer over to Reed Franklin, pushes it over to who's got that ball? Reagan Bowers. Up to Greta Mayer. This is trouble for the Braves. You can't put Greta Mayer in that kind of open field. She's a sniper. She will not throw it at the goaltender.
Excellent look there, and Greta just had the sign, seal, and deliver that. Nice job, number 24.
So we're in a 6-1 on the scoreboard. I'm not sure if it's a 7-1 tilt or not. I can't tell. So it's 6-1's Pot's right.
So Tony, I was going to tease you before. You were talking about Liliana and Van Ripper got the ball, so you missed your shot.
You're right.
So hopefully she'll have another opportunity.
Yeah, we'll see. This game's been good to Lily. As we continue to showcase our seniors throughout the night, we'll get back to her. And we've got Reed Franklin taking the draw there. Yeah, number 9. Over to Caitlin Borst. Beastie feeds it back.
Beautiful pass. Way to get it downfield.
Running upfield. Reed Franklin getting the wheels. She's got Ava Grace peeling through the middle. Scarlett Mayer over here on the right side at the top of the 8-meter arc, looking for the outlet. Pushes it up to Mayer. Mayer at the top. Feeds it inside to Franklin. A little bit of bobble there. It's so hard with these girl sticks. Good Lord. I mean,
it's like catching with a tennis racket, I like to say.
Yeah, with a tennis racket with a little dent in it. So dishing up front, and that is a missile off the stick of Grace Recton. I just commented on the sticks. Now, again, for those of you who don't know, Chris has 2 girls. Both of them played this sport at one time or another. He's got one at Newberry.
Yes.
So what year is she?
This is technically her senior year.
That's what I thought. I didn't want to get it wrong.
Yeah, she'll be graduating in December, and she decided that her body's kind of telling her it's time to move on, and 3 knee surgeries on the same knee will do that to you.
Yeah.
And so she's really enjoying her last year here, and I think at some point she'll journey back through coaching or something like that.
I can't imagine she won't. She just loves the sport, and like you said, I mean, when your goal is to get through a year and not be on an operating table, time to reevaluate your goals.
Right, and I mean, we even had a scare this year. We had to go in for an MRI. There was a possible, they thought maybe an ACL. So it's like, as a parent, you're just like, how much more do you want your girl to take, Here's Liliana Zarzaka, slams the door on number 4, pushes it off. Yeah, no, good thoughts for Delaney there, and she just has ground through everything in her career. Nothing has come easy, and she comes back from every one of them through pure grit. There's a feed inside, and that was a great turnaround. I don't know that Avery really stood a chance with that. Absolutely beautiful. Mia Kirtley kind of started things down there, possessing the ball, waiting for things to show up, and she gets herself in some open space. It comes back to her. Beautiful little move there to kind of move forward, get the defender to commit, and then come back to the other side. I will say, Tony, I mean, they're making the Braves are taking advantage of their possessions. Their possessions have been few and far between, I think, because we've been controlling the draw and our defense has been holding up pretty well. But when they do get possession, they're moving the ball quite well against us.
Yeah. Look, this team came in here last year, and we didn't know anything about them. And of course, the season starts later up in Ohio.
Yep.
Obviously up north, it comes in a little bit later. So they're at the beginning of their season. We're getting ready for a playoff run.
Exactly.
So just a little bit different. We love it when the teams from the north come down here on their spring break, get a little sunshine. It was, for those of you in Ohio, it is sunny and 78 degrees here on a spectacular Charleston day with the sun at our back. And there is Reagan Bowers.
Reagan, yeah, she did a nice job getting a turnover there in the midfield.
She had to take a little lumber to the head to get it, but she got it. So Reagan gets off, gets those legs moving, puts the ball on the ground, and there's a turnover, so the defense is going to retreat and fall back. Lily's going to look to slam the door on her.
That was a beautiful check by number 4, Emma Budney. Kind of got the stick in her other hand, came around, and made a nice back check there.
Yeah. So the Braves are going to set up shop again here in the offensive zone. 7-2. I mean, 5 goals is nothing in girls lacrosse. It's not a lot in boys lacrosse, but in girls lacrosse, there's a little bit of blue on those shoes there. I think she stepped out.
Yep, ref in good position to make that call.
And that was my girl, Van Ripper. Van Ripper steps on the line. So Caitlin Borst brings it up, pushes it over to Greta Mayer. Greta Mayer in her office on that right side of the goal crease, number 30, staring her down. Brings it over to Reed Franklin, the freshman, up top. And it wheels all the way back around to Reagan Bowers. Scarlett at the top. Girls are taking stock here. There's probably going to be a play yelled in from the sideline here as they're surveying. It's the second time around. Usually the third one is go time. And they're still wheeling it around. Dion, when we get to the break, you're going to have to take a look at my headset. I got nothing coming out of the right ear. I don't know if it matters or not, but I can hear myself, but I can only hear out of one ear.
That could be old age.
It could be. No. So the girls wheeled around, 30 seconds to go. Now they're going to be in short time mode, see if they can pluck one here before the change of possession.
They may be looking for the last shot here as we go into the second.
No shot clock in high school lacrosse. And here's Scarlett, and she does what Scarlett does.
Beautiful drive.
She reminds me of MJ Zanone when she gets in there. All the year we talked about MJ doing MJ things. And of course, he's off to his senior year at Lucy Beckham and having some success over there. So we were sad to see him go. But Scarlett has that kind of drive where her legs and her upper body act independently, and if you're following one, you're missing the other.
Yeah, you have those shooters that are pure shooters. They like to get in space and just kind of rip, and then you have those that get into the dirty areas, as we say, and you see how she kind of wheeled and dealed herself through there. Just beautiful drive, nice left-handed finish.
Right. All right, there's a big high draw back into Braves territory. They're trying to scoop it up, headed for the sideline. Nobody can get a handle on it. 21 finally gets her, Quinn Hams gets her cross on it. Still bobbling around. Scarlett comes down with it. She doesn't miss. She pushes it into the zone. Greta Mayer with the hustle beats the goaltender to the ground ball, and that's going to be the horn.
Yeah, Scarlett dumped that down quick because she knew it was short time. I think she was just trying to get it down there, hoping somebody would be on the other end. But nice try to tuck one more in there before the end of the quarter, and here we are, 8-2 as we move into the second.
Thank you, Dion. Little NASCAR pit stop there. Pull it out.
Don't finish that.
I'm not going to finish that sentence. Not going to finish that sentence. All right, so Coach Beth has got an 8-2 lead, which, again, is not insurmountable in girls lacrosse. The girls are going to come over here, get barked at a little bit. Ashley McCullough down there calling plays, checking out all the girls. So it gives us an opportunity to kind of go through our seniors here. As we get through the seniors, number 5, Kelsey Cribbs, is a senior. She doesn't play as much as some of the other girls, but a great contributor to the team. Outstanding attitude, works hard in practice. When you have a roster that's not this deep, Coach, you've had them. I mean, you need it out of every girl every day. And Ashley demands starter effort out of everyone all the time, which is why she's able to be so successful. Rolling down the line there, Caitlin Borst, what do you say about her? This is one of those sister acts where her older sister has always played with her, and this is her first year where it's her year.
Right.
And she's here by herself, and she's a leader on this team, and Beastie, as they call her, is just a gritty player who doesn't have to do as much. I mean, last year it was really the Caitlin and Tegan show, and now it's the Caitlin show. But she's got Reed Franklin to work with. She's got Scarlett Mayer. So it's a little different cast of characters. But, I mean, just a tremendous kid. Again, we talked about the hockey family. They work hard. Rolling down, Ava Grace Carlo. Special shout-out to Ava Grace's mother for the work that she does. Janelle Carlo has dedicated herself to this. She has watched her kid, kind of similar to you, through surgery after surgery, concussions and surgeries and rehabs and hips and knees and shoulders, knees, and toes. They've gone through it all, and here this kid is, and she grits through just about everything, and nothing is going to stop her this year. So she's been a real role player this year. She hasn't been the scoring machine that maybe she had wanted to be, but she's in position and that she's priceless in that offensive zone. Rolling down, you get to Greta Mayer, and we talked about her in the offensive zone. She is an absolute beast down low. And
she's really served as that role of like the quarterback tonight. If you want to draw the analogies to football, I mean, you could see her just having that calming presence back behind the net, almost directing traffic a little bit. And, that's key to a good settled offense, is having that person that kind of takes control.
Yeah, and deceptively fast. I mean, she outran the goaltender to that ground ball.
That last ground ball was a great indication.
Yeah, that is Greta Mayer in one play. Okay, that's just who she is. It's how hard she works. And then, of course, Liliana Zarzaka, number 33, number one in my heart. Couldn't be prouder. She's worked really hard from never playing this game other than backyard throws with her brother, and really dedicated herself to it and found her home anchor in the defense of this championship run. So we're back to live lacrosse. Greta Mayer in the offensive zone. Goaltenders switch ends. Teams are off and running. Sharks are putting together their offense here. There is number 5, Kelsey Cribbs, that we were just speaking of, the senior, out at the 12-meter arc. And there's just a dominant drive. In a sport where you're not allowed to, really rifle it through people, which we would be more accustomed to on the board, that side, you get a Reagan Bowers, and I think the players look at it and they just can't help but watch her. She almost freezes them with her authority.
Yeah, again, like you said, you can't shoot through somebody, so it puts all the more of an emphasis on footwork, speed, and you saw there that Reagan just saw something in her defender, maybe a little flat foot, and said, you know what, I'm taking this on my own, and delivers a beautiful goal there.
Yeah, I mean, and look, she's incredibly athletic. She's, 5'10", 5 foot. I mean, she's
tall.
She's teasing 6 feet out there, and when she gets those wheels turning, she's deceptively quick and agile for a tall young lady. And like I said, I think she catches a lot of people just watching her, just not understanding what she's doing. Very authoritative. Caitlin Borst brings it in from the sideline at the midfield, dumps it over to Grace Recton. Grace is another one. She's only a sophomore, Coach. We talk about the 2 freshmen. I mean, Grace you keep an eye on her, number 10. We're going to call her number a lot. She is very similar to the AJ last year, where she's feeding the ball around. She's kind of always Johnny on the spot when you need her.
You need those two-way players. I mean, you have them in ice hockey. You have
right.
them definitely in lacrosse. It's a very valuable place to be. You may not be the scoring machine, but you're being asked to deliver on both ends of the field, and that's a lot. And you need people that can do that.
Yeah, and Grace is that person. I mean, she's not gonna score 100 goals, but I'll tell you what, she is going to be part of a lot of them. Might have a lot more assists. There's Grace coming in from the top. They're going to spin this ball around, a little flipper. I'm not sure what the whistle was for. Someone was offended by something.
Defense got a little too pushy there, and that'll be that's just on the 12-meter arc, so there'll be no free position shot.
Oh, there's a little mistake by our Grace. Turnover there, pushes it up to number 3. She's going to run the field. She's got to step on Lily. That's Mia Kirtley running with the ball. Lily recovers. The Braves are going to set up shop. Mia's going to sit out there at the 12-meter arc, dishes it off to 14, pushes it over to 18 at the top of the arc, and now the Braves are going to set up their offense in our zone. The Shark defense setting up the fortress around Avery Clark. They're out wide. They will collapse as the pressure comes in.
So I see we have 2 Kirtleys on the Braves, and they're both seniors, so potentially twins, maybe.
Could be. Maybe half a school year apart.
But I know we've called both their names tonight, so obviously both contributing to the team here.
And that was Hartley Kellett, number 20 on defense, that picked up that interception there, feeds it back. Great defense. And again, another sophomore. I mean, Coach Ashley's got a lot of young talent on this team. She's going to need to fill out a roster next year, and she's going to need a freshman class.
Oh, yeah.
But I'll tell you what, when you look at the numbers we're calling and the ages, even though we're graduating 6 seniors or 5 seniors, she's got a lot of armament. This is her version of a transition year.
Well, and as a coach, you have to love this because you have girls returning next year that have true game experience.
Right.
They're ready to hop right back into it. So, I mean, I'm sure having some extra bodies would make her happier, but this is an Oceanside team that I think looks ready to hit the ground running next year.
Yeah, at a very high level. Now, it's there's a little lumber there. Caitlin got a little too hockey on her and got up top with that stick.
Yeah, that's Peyton Billiter. It seems the Braves rely on her to get the ball cleared through the neutral zone. She's done a pretty good job of that here today. And Braves are going to establish their offense here.
There's a drive inside. Avery gets in front. Not sure if it hit a body, but it definitely hit. And then that
was Mia Kirtley on that cut.
Yeah, and I think that was Lily that told her to have a seat.
So we'll have our first free position shot of the game.
All right, let's go, Avery. Come on. All right. Shot wide. Penalty shot goes wide. Free possession shot.
Nice job backing that up.
So they're going to maintain possession in the zone. Avery gets a pass on that one. Lily staring down number 4, making the switch. There's the slide. Runs into traffic. There's a high pass. Johnny on the spot on the other side. Number's too far, can't read it.
Number 6, I believe
6,
that was.
I think you're right.
Nora Wolfer.
4-14, 3 over here at the top. Going to make a run in, see if she can get a cut. There's a beautiful cut inside and a top shelf goal right over the stick side of Avery Clark.
That was number 14, Ryan Kirtley, with that goal. Beautiful timed cut. Goalie kind of left on her own to handle that, and that was buried just above the stick. So we've got a 9-3 game in Oceanside's favor with 7:05 left.
Yep, 7:05 sitting on the top here above the deep. Dion to my left, he's quiet, but he's here, folks, with the expert camera work here.
Seems we have Reed Franklin taking the draws pretty consistently now, so I don't know if Coach Ashley saw something that made her change it up there a little bit.
Well, if she can feed the ball, I think the mission there is to get the ball to Scarlett Mayer. Now we didn't get that done there, but if you can get Scarlett running downhill, you can get set up in a hurry.
That was great defense by Cameron Rosebach to create that turnover there. She just had great body positioning and knocked that ball down.
There's a good pass, all wide to Lily. Good out. Pushes it up to Beastie.
Beautiful clear.
Good clear. Beastie brings it up. Ava Grace in front. Greta Mayer crossing in the front in the crease. Reed Franklin coming up to the top near side. There's a cut inside to Reagan, and if you've got Reagan standing 3 meters out, you're in trouble.
Just beautiful pass by Carlo, too. She had to get a little air underneath that. I mean, I know Reagan's on the taller side, but needed to get that above some sticks, and Carlo made a beautiful feed.
So that's going to be the 10 spot, the 10 spot. We've cracked double digits here, 10-3, 6:42 left to go in the half. We're on a collision course with a running clock if it keeps going this way. So blessing and a curse there. It's going to cut their senior night game a little short because it'll accelerate in South Carolina rules.
I don't think you'll have too many of them upset about that.
Nah, I don't think so. And it's funny. I find that with the girls, not that they can't get chippy. I got to be careful how I say this, but as I'm the father of 2 girls, you're the father of 2 girls.
I've seen some chippy.
Yeah, so we can, not that they can't get chippy, but I got to say, having watched an entire season of girls lacrosse in earnest, there's a feedback to Lily looking for the out. She's retreating back. Oh, puts the ball on the ground. That's trouble. Hartley Kellett's going to have to find a way out of this thing. Back to Avery Clark. Lily streaking upfield.
I was part of some Wando Chapin games back in the day that rivaled a boys' game. So I think it all depends, and obviously rivalries feed into that a bit. But, the ladies can definitely get angry when they're forced in that direction.
Yeah, but where I was going with that, and I agree 1,000%, not that they can't get that way. So all the disclaimers aside, there's Scarlett Mayer out in front. She drops the ball, picks it up, picks up her own ball, and then drives it home just for the 11th tally of the Oceanside.
Determined to bury that one.
Yeah, she is really special to watch. But the lopsided scores, and we've been on the wrong side of a couple of them, the civility and the sportsmanship among these young ladies, I've been impressed. Not just our girls. That private school came down here, or Lampert came up here and hung a 20 burger on us.
Both of those Georgia teams.
Both of the Georgia teams were great, and they brought the girls gift bags.
Wow.
So it was, here you go. Sorry we whipped your hiney. And Lily comes off the field and said, I want to be angry, but they were so kind.
Right. It is funny because oftentimes I've had conversations with my daughter and they'll be grinding out there and I'll say, oh, how was that girl? Were you guys talking trash to each other? She's like, no, we were having great conversations.
Now, it's funny, again, having a new player in Lily, there's also some days where she comes off the field, especially early in the season, when you're getting your legs under you. And I said, what were you talking about with that girl that was playing attack? She said, I told her you need to sit still a little bit. I'm not chasing you around all night.
So we got a free position shot here. I believe that's Greta Mayer in those pink cleats. Or I'm sorry, Scarlett Mayer.
Yeah, that's Scarlett. So pushes it out to Reagan. Reagan thought about a good step down there. And I'll tell you, when you talk about really mustard, again, I know I'm gushing over, but Scarlett Mayer, just when you see her rip, she's got the mechanics down where she can get some real velocity on the ball. Reagan, has that because she's so tall and she gets so much head speed around on the stick. But Scarlett can kind of stand out there at the 8-meter arc and really put some mustard on it and put it wherever she wants.
Yeah, the rise of Charlotte North in women's lacrosse really started to bring the strength and the speed of shooting to the girls' game. It used to be much more of a finesse type thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you have your ladies that shoot hard, but Charlotte North took it to a whole nother level. I mean, she can outshoot some guys at that level.
Yeah, shooting mechanics, and again, doing it with that stick is really, really impressive.
Right.
So the Sharks are batting this thing around, in and out and around, looking for twine-to-twine passes. Coach Ashley's got to be pretty happy with the ball care. And there's Ava Grace goes inside and a nice little move. Didn't get home on it. But,
that's a good take. I like that. Nice low shot. Just enough defense there to force that shot wide.
Yeah, didn't overswing at it.
The other thing I like, Tony, is I feel like I'm not seeing the same play twice out of this Oceanside offense. Now, I doubt their playbook is that deep.
You'd be shocked.
They are really mixing it up out there. It looks fantastic.
So, again, and I'll keep sharing this. Here comes Beastie inside. She looked inside, thought better of it, came back outside, pushes it over to Reagan. You saw her wanting to wind up there.
That was the shooting space call, which was very well drawn. And that starts with Caitlin on that opposite side, drawing those defenders toward her and leaves this defender over here on an island, and then she has to take that shooting space call.
Right, and this you could just count. Yeah, I mean, that's you can't defend her. It's very difficult one-on-one with even the best goaltenders. So the depth of the playbook, right? So, again, Lily's only been doing this for 2 years, right? So she dedicated herself, as I was proud of her, and she really drove into the playbook. And she plays a big role here at Oceanside within the football program as well and the athletic training staff. And she has a tremendous, big brother, little sister relationship with football coach Brent LaPrade. So as a senior, they have a tremendous amount of free time here at Oceanside. So she parks herself in LaPrade's office because he's got a giant whiteboard in the football office. And he sends me a picture one day, and the entire whiteboard is gridded out with lacrosse plays and says, look what your daughter did to my football office board.
Photographic memory, trying to.
Yeah. And she wouldn't let him erase it for like 3 days. So it's very. Ashley has a lot of combinations. She comes from a Division I lacrosse background, and she teaches her teams to be pretty cerebral. Mm-hmm. So she does demand a pretty deep playbook, and with short rosters, she's got to have some real discipline in the playbook. Here's a drive inside by number 3. She takes a little lumber to the upper body there, and she's going to get her free shot.
That's Mia Kirtley. She hasn't been afraid to drive with the ball today.
12-3. Oceanside over Olentangy, Ohio. And there's a nice drive. Good step down, good velocity down at the knees, and Avery didn't really stand a chance at that. So it's a good drive, 12-4. And we're not in the second half, so we're not seeing a running clock just yet, and we haven't quite crossed that threshold. So the defense will have a little bit of caucus there, but I think that was more born of the contact that gave up the free shot, and then Avery's one-on-one.
Yeah, not much you're going to do about that.
So we've got Reed or Scarlett taking the draw there. Reed, I guess?
Neither.
No, neither. Neither. That's Grace Recton, the tremendous role player that I told you about.
Coach is going through her options there.
Yeah, that's the sophomore Grace Recton, tremendous athlete, good kid. She's going to push it around. Reagan spins it to Ava Grace, back over to Mayer. Greta pushes it up. There's Scarlett. Scarlett, little flip to Reagan. Over to Beastie up top. Patience. 2 minutes to go in the half. No need to rush anything. Greta takes a breeze through the crease just to see if anybody's paying attention. Ava Grace lurking around the crease there. Grace Recton off on the near side here.
Looks like they're trying to create some space on this right side.
Yeah, they're trying to get somebody to bite. There it is. It opened up. Good slide for the defense. They slammed the door on it.
Nice job by Peyton Billeter there.
Oh, Grace had that in front, and then she just floated it 2 inches over the crossbar. But Greta Mayer.
And you know what I love there, Tony? Number 17 backing that ball up, Ava Grace Carlo. I was always on my girls' cases as a coach. Pick that ball up and go. That's the beauty of women's lacrosse, is you're not always waiting for a whistle. I know that also confuses people.
Yep.
She got that ball, and we were moving before their defense even had their feet going.
Yep.
So made that goal for Greta look almost easy. But nice job, 13-4 score here, 1:36 left.
So every year the girls lacrosse team here, Ashley, you see the initials on their shirts down there. The black shirts say RIB on them. And last year it said GAS on it. The year before that I wasn't involved, so I don't know what it said, but it said something. So last year the GAS was give a shite. Okay? And that was everybody's got to give it, right? This year the RIB is run it back. So they want that state championship back. They want to double down on it. That's been the mission since they came out here in February. They talk about it all the time. Are we on track? What do we need to do? So on and so forth. So all eyes are on that state title and a second.
Well, that's the kind of stuff that championship programs get to do. And you want to breed that culture from class year to class year.
Yep. and Ashley and Beth are just the core of a tremendous coaching tandem. They think about there's a turnover there, and that was my gal Grace Recton, number 3, pushing it down the lane. She's gone coast to coast. A lot of work. The defense is retreating, and there's Avery Clark intercepts the pass, pushes it out. Good pick there. It's going to end up with Reed Franklin. Right place, right time. Pushes it over to Scarlett. So a couple little mistakes. No harm, no foul.
15 seconds left.
15 seconds.
They're probably going to push for a score here.
I'm thinking. And there's Reagan with the BTB. Oh!
I hope you have replay for that one,
Oh! Wow, Reagan Bowers, the freshman,
That was pretty.
pushes it to the right
It's a
side of the
nice
net.
pass,
BTB
too.
for the top left.
Beautiful pass, and I think as a player, you really think about that because you're like, if I miss this, I know I'm running in practice.
That's right. That's right. And, my girls are going to give it to me, and
she did not leave any denial on that one. Just a beautiful job.
And
She
look
put
at
it
all
top left
smiles.
corner, too.
Just buried that.
Just drilled it home. I mean, that was really something special, and again, a special kid. I mean, as a freshman, I'll keep saying it.
You want your freshmen to have confidence like that. That's just terrific.
Well, let's do this. It's halftime. We got a couple of minutes. Why don't we take a little breather? You and I have been talking a lot.
Yeah, we're not used to this.
We're not used to this anymore.
My vocal cords are a little sore.
Yeah, so I think we need to drench them in a little salve, and we will be right back to you here shortly. 14-4 halftime here at the Deep.
Let me turn off the cheesy halftime music.
Cheesy halftime music off, check. All right, we are back live from the deep at Oceanside Collegiate Academy on an absolutely spectacular spring night here in Charleston. We are almost through what we call here in the Low Country the pollinating.
It has been
how you holding up there, Coach?
Brutal this year.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had no rain to wash anything away.
No, it's been dry and it's been yellow, but it's starting to lift. And, you know, flowers are in bloom and the pollen is starting to subside. The weather is spectacular. I'm just looking down here. I got my wife and Jared and Alicia Felder sitting below me. Hi, honey. And then my father, Pete Zarzaka, just, you know, the Centurion, never misses one of his grandkids' games. Right here on the 50-yard line, as always. And we've got Beastie out on the draw circle, just above the shoulders, so I guess that's going to pass. Turned over to the Braves. Braves come away with the possession, control at 16, driving in, and the Braves are coming out. Whew. And there is a one-hopper off the ground. One hopper and
beautiful shot by Peyton Billiter there. Nice little, as you said, the one hopper. Those make goalies crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
but no one likes to shoot them because they don't look pretty.
Well, that one actually looked pretty good because it didn't hop straight up in the air.
Had some distance on it.
Had some distance and some angle and maybe a little bit of English if we were down there looking at it. So the Braves come out firing.
Yeah, you got to love that. That's a great way to start your third quarter.
Yeah, and they are fighting to keep this running clock, the 10-goal rule, from happening. There's a big sling. Reed Franklin, the freshman, pushes it over to Beastie. We got a Brave down on the field, number 4, collects herself. She seems to be okay. Pushes it back to Ava Grace Carlo. Ava Grace going to push it over to Greta Mayer behind the net. Rolls it around. Kelsey Cribbs, the senior, picks it over, pushes it to Beastie. Ava Grace looking at it, and there she looks like takes a stab at it. Good defense by number 11 there for the Braves. You know, when you see Greta Mayer out there at GLE, you really got to get nervous because you're not sure exactly what's about to happen. Because she could feed it inside to Scarlett or any one of the other players, or she could just take it herself and say, I'm just going to put this in the net. She has that kind of command.
Oceanside with a nice lead here. They don't have to be impatient. They can work this around.
Yeah, I mean,
and like we said before, no shot clock, so they can just kind of run things the way they want on their pace here.
They're going to flip it around here. Yeah, the problem is you have players like this. They're smart, but I'll tell you what, they just have that drive. They're programmed to get to the cage.
Right.
So they're only going to sit back there and play tiddlywinks for so long. You know, I mean, they're gonna do what offensive players do. You know, and especially for the seniors. Every senior, you know, Kelsey Cribb's going to want a goal tonight. You know, and say she scored on senior night. You know, I mean, so they're going to take their shots. And Ashley will develop plays to get everybody where they want to be.
Sure.
There's a one-hopper through the goal cage, and the poor keeper, she had it in her cross. She dropped it, and there was Grace Recton. Unfortunately for her, there was Grace Recton.
Well, and as a coach, that's what you love because it's easy to say, oh, goalie's got it. I'm going to turn my back and go. And instead, you take advantage of something like that, and the goalie just couldn't get that secured and across. And here we are at our 15-5, 10-goal spread. So we should now have a running clock through the remainder of the game.
And we do. The clock is running. Sorry for the wind noise, folks. We got that a couple of times last year, but there wasn't as much wind down on the field.
Well, we're like in a different atmosphere.
Yeah, we are high atop the deep here at Oceanside Collegiate Academy, and last spring when we were telecasting the boys, girls, and the girls, you know, this was all dirt behind us, and we kept talking about those hills of dirt, and eventually we've got, you know, seating for 1,200 and restrooms and a nice little Hobbit hut press box, and, you know, perfect for what we need in our little hamlet here.
We have a turnover on a foul there, and now number 14, Ryan Kirtley's bringing that down the field.
Kirtley comes thundering down, pushes it off to Quinn Hams behind. Back over to number 6. That's going to be Nora Wolfer. Oh, there was a feed inside and just missed it.
Van Ripper chose to pass instead of rip. Just a little high.
Ava Grace Carlo, AG as they call her, she's got nothing but grass in front of her, and then the defense comes back, puts a little cross check on her.
Yeah, that's a fantastic hustle to break up that fast break that Oceanside was working.
Yeah, so that was 16, Peyton Billiter. We've seen her, we've called that name a few times tonight.
Scarlett Mayer with what I would call a skip dodge of some kind, and buries that in the far corner,
God,
down
she's
low.
Good. If she's coming down the barrel, you are not safe as a goaltender because she's got too many places she can put it.
I think that was one of those where her defender just did not think she was in a position to shoot at all, and she just fires that.
So, Scarlett started her career. I mean, she started playing this game when she was 5. I mean, maybe 6. She was in first grade when she started playing up north and brought her game down here. And, the translation has just been just such a command. I mean, she's got such a head start on a lot of the low country here. Combine that with just superior athletic ability, and she's got something special. There's a whole bunch of whistles, but play doesn't stop. It's always a phenomenon about girls lacrosse that I never seem to stop marveling at.
It's funny. I'll sit with a lot of times the Newberry girls games happen before the boys, and a lot of the boys, they'll be sitting in the crowd, and they'll look back at me, and they're like, "Why are they blowing whistles and no one's stopping?"
They're warning whistles.
and I'm like, you know what? I said that's the beauty of the ladies' game.
Yeah. Yeah. A whole lot of noise and not much recognition of it. Well, again, we both have 2 daughters. I yell all the time in my house. Nobody pays attention. They just keep doing what they're doing.
Right.
And there's a drive and a goal. Gets past Avery. Good setup. This team is not going to give up. They came a long way, and they're going to keep coming at it.
That was Mia Kirtley again. I think that may be a hat trick for her tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
I think
She's
you are
been
right.
Very strong in the middle there. Again, sorry for the wind noise, everybody.
They may not hear all the noise that we hear up here, but this is nothing compared to Saturday up here. It was blowing 30. It was cameras were falling over.
I can't believe you guys were up here.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was
that
fun.
was a windy day.
Yeah.
What was Saturday?
Boys.
Boys lacrosse?
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a little contact. And Reed Franklin got a sudden stop by 16 there. And our girl 16, Peyton Billiter, who has just been an institution on defense for the Braves here. I mean, she is a pillar.
She's been having a game, and unfortunately, she's going to get 2 minutes to sit that she probably doesn't want. No,
she's going to adjust some cleats there, and she's been chasing Reed around all night, and she said, "I'm done chasing you. You're going to take a seat." So the Sharks are going to go man up here, or woman up. Scarlett Mayer out in front, always dangerous. Grace Recton up top, pushes it inside and over to Beastie, and Beastie said count it. That's going to make 17 to 6. 5:05, this is the third quarter still yet, right?
Right. Yeah, no question on that one from Borst. She just fired away as she was cutting across.
So we got a little more, got plenty of lacrosse to play here yet. So they don't, all the penalties are unreleasable here? She's not moving.
So this is where I get confused sometimes between college and high school, but I believe that was a non-releasable.
Sure does seem that way.
Yeah, she looks like she's in her pretzel pocket stance there for a while yet.
That's exactly right. She's not, she doesn't seem to be in any, she knew. All right. Back in business, Scarlett comes down, feeds it inside, and there's Reed Franklin. She took a little lumber to the face there, just in her face guard.
Great pickup there by Reagan Bowers, keeping possession with the Sharks.
Yeah, Reagan is just, she's going to pop it all out there, retreats to the restraining, or to the 12-meter arc, resets the whole thing, There's a feed inside to Greta Mayer, and when she posts you up.
What patience there. She, typically when you make that cut like that, you're taking that shot quick, and she saw that, I'm going to put this little fake on and let this defender clear in front of me.
Just a tick of hesitation.
Yep, just made it look easy. Beautiful shot.
Yep, goaltender bit down on it, and that was the end of that. So 18-6. So, again, we want to thank the Olentangy audience if you're tuned in here, and I hope you're enjoying it. We've welcomed you to the Low Country here, and our girls are playing very well, and very proud of the sportsmanship that y'all are exhibiting here.
Well, I'm sure they're happy to get out of that Ohio weather, too.
Yeah, so, it's a little bit of solace there. So here comes a run by the Braves coming down. Liliana Zarzaka there, Reagan Black, the junior. We haven't called her number a lot down there. The defense hasn't had a ton to do here tonight. So when you look at our defense between Lily and Reagan and a couple other gals back there on D, Avery Clark.
Fantastic save by Avery Clark there. Mia Kirtley was in her office there and left one go, and Avery snuffed it out.
Pretty sure Josh Clark's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday, Josh. Josh! Pretty sure that was yesterday or the day before. Him and Jennifer.
I think when you get our age, you don't count them anymore.
No, I promise. He's not counting them, but he's celebrating
He's
them.
celebrating them.
If you know Josh and Jennifer, they're not going to miss an opportunity to celebrate. My Lily is headed out to Clemson. She has decided she's going to go to Clemson.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So she's going to go to Clemson, and she's going to go out for an official visit, and she's going to stay with Caden Clark. So she's looking forward to a really good time. There's the defense kind of slamming the door. White shirts converge.
You got a shooting space call there. So,
Yeah.
So what is the shooting space? Exactly?
Well, you can't get in the way of a shot. You have to give them free rein to take it or leave it.
So what happens is basically you have to be within a stick's length of the ball carrier and maintain that positioning to not be in their shooting space. So I don't know if you noticed there, but a girl kind of journeyed up from the other side, and once she crosses in front of her, that's going to be a shooting space call.
Yeah, and that was pretty much a free run there. So did they not count that? She pulled it out of the net. Must have been in the crease.
May have been in the crease because it wasn't a mom goal. So yeah, she may have stepped in the crease.
And there was Scarlett Mayer feeding it over to Reagan. She feathered that ball over 2 or 3 defenders and put it right on Reagan. Reagan pushes it in, and the Sharks. This is just business as usual.
We're in our final minute here already.
Yeah.
Ticking along pretty quickly with the running clock.
Yeah, I see number 13 out there, Ryla Hamby, a sophomore. Got a couple of fresh faces getting in the mix here. So I see some troops on the sideline. Some of the normal starters, are feeding out or changing out here.
We're gonna have a shot here from number 9, Reed Franklin. Makes no mistake of that.
Yep. We need Marina here to take stats. I keep turning around going, Marina, how many is that? She's not here.
She said to me, do you want me to come? And I'm like,
Yeah, and you know what we don't have up here on top? Bugs.
Well, you mentioned pollen season. Right behind pollen season is
bug season.
Bug season.
Well, the other night we were down there. We were down the field the other night when we were playing. I forget who we were playing, but they were awful.
Yeah.
Well, the breeze has certainly been stiff enough up here, so that's helping.
Yeah, so we get a little bit of breeze, push those little gnats around, the no-see-ums we have here. So if not that they don't have insect life up on the lake there in Ohio, but we have some interesting insect life down here. So we're heading into the fourth quarter, 12 minutes on the clock, 19-6 Oceanside. It's all Oceanside here on senior night. Boys game coming up. After 12 minutes from now, we'll go down. Seniors will walk out of the Shark in the far end zone, as has been tradition. Remember last year for senior night, Chris? I went over.
I have never seen a freakier rainstorm than that night. I just figured with that senior class, like that was so fitting for those guys.
It was fitting, and for those of you, maybe listening or may remember, Chris and I did the girls' game, and then the boys, and then we did the halftime heading into the boys' game, and the senior night ceremony was at halftime, and it didn't rain on the girls, and then we had an absolute monsoon. Wind.
It was nowhere.
It was drop a house on a witch weather, like out of nowhere. It just popped up, and the shark went flying. We were trying to get it squared away.
We were trying to save cameras. Craziness.
We had umbrellas over the camera equipment. It was absolute mayhem here. And then the sun came out. It all dried out. We called a great game. Somehow you magically were able to keep the camera together.
We had garbage bags, baggies, broken umbrella. And we had wonderful fathers of underclassmen standing in all kinds of positions.
Because you and I had to go walk with our boys because they were seniors.
It was one of those all hands on deck nights. Just awesome, and goes to show how it's a team game out there and it's a team game behind the scenes too.
Yeah, and look, I got to tell you again, being a little bit new to the girls' game from last year and this year, much more involved. The parenting group of this girls' team, you sometimes you think you can't find a better group of parents. And look, we'll brag. We were damn good lacrosse parents, and we had a damn good lacrosse family.
Just
really, really good. But these girls are tight, and the families are tight, and they've welcomed us, again, as kind of newbies to the sport with open arms. We knew some of them from before in Lily's first year last year, but this lacrosse family here with these girls, Janelle Carlo and the Cribbs family, and the Clarks. Everybody just pitches in. My wife Jean Marie, everybody just pitches in and makes it a great time for these girls. And sometimes it doesn't have to be flashy for them. Feeding them is different than feeding the boys.
Oh, that's for sure. What's kind of cool, Tony, too, is, now that my girls especially are older, you realize that they really did appreciate it. They're vocal about it. They're like, we really had an amazing life, and it makes it all worth it. And we knew that when we were doing it. But.
Yep. And now, if you notice, there's some things that have moved around here. We have one Liliana Zarzaka playing offense on attack, so we've moved some people around.
I love it.
This is where Beth gets jiggy with it down there, and she starts moving. Her and Ashley start moving players around the board. So I happen to look up, and there's a feed inside and a backhanded roller.
Unbelievable.
And Reed never seems to amaze us.
She seems like she's just never out of the play.
No, she's not, and she always knows where the net is.
Using her legs, using her brain, just unbelievable. That was a fantastic little roller shot there.
How about that?
Behind the back on the ground.
So we've got checking into the game. Ellie Hunt, the freshman, number 8, with the red hair, has checked in on defense. Who else is out there?
I got my
Dion, your daughter's out there. Son. Where's Kaylin at?
She's playing defense as well, 22.
22, the double deuce.
The double deuces.
The double deuces for the Welch family.
First year playing lacrosse.
Yeah.
Any team sport for that matter. She's
That's
a track
awesome.
gymnastics girl.
Well, she was a gymnast for forever, so which
Yeah.
means when you're a gymnast, it means you can literally do anything. We had one of those.
Have hand-eye coordination.
You know what?
So it's a learning process.
Don't lose it. Again, Lily never played this game before last year, and you're with two of the best coaches that God ever made. They'll get her right, and she's going to have to contribute. They force everybody to make sure you can. Nights like tonight where they get the playing time, against BE in a 1-goal game, yeah, maybe not.
Right.
But here, absolutely.
This is invaluable. It's real game experience. You're not going against, your best friend in practice. This is different.
There's
Nice
a feed
cut.
inside.
Fabulous cut by number 14.
Yeah,
Ryan
14.
Kirtley there.
Ryan Kirtley. We've mentioned her name a couple of times, so good for her. Keep coming, keep coming.
I'm going to presume they're sisters, so it's been a pretty good sister act tonight for them. Apologize that we didn't do a little more research on that beforehand, but certainly playing a fantastic game, the Kirtley girls. Got some substitutions coming in from the sideline of the Braves here.
Yeah, so we've got, like I said, we've got a couple of players. So Greta Mayer, the senior, is taking a little breather in favor of probably Lily out there. And then you have Kelsey Cribbs on offense, and then Ava Grace and Reagan at the attack positions. In midfield, Scarlett's still doing what Scarlett does. I mean, she's only got one gear and one speed, that kid.
Yeah, she had a great little wrist catch there on that draw.
Incredibly talented.
Oceanside moving the ball around here. Great to see Liliana getting some time on the other end of the field.
So we'll see what happens. They wheel it around. There's a little
behind the back pass
little BTB pass. I mean, when you're Reagan, and you're a freshman and you're fearless, you can do anything you want. So it results in a turnover. So she's probably going to get beat up for that in the film room, because Coach Ashley's not going to care that they're up.
No, that doesn't matter.
They're up 13 goals.
Not to the coach.
Right, not to the coach. She's going to take some shrapnel in the. And look at Avery Clark.
Boy, I tell you what, the Braves set that up beautifully, and Clark was not fooled. She held her ground and makes a fantastic save there.
Avery Clark comes up big. One-on-one, surveying the field. It feels like there's a million players out there. They're all running around. Avery tries to feed it, turns it over to number 6. They got numbers the other way, and Avery can't stop.
So, Tony,
from going
I'm going to let you make that call. That was number 18.
Number 18 in your program. Where is it? Eden Van Ripper rips it and lights the lamp.
And that's good on the Braves, taking advantage of that broken clear, getting that ball in quick and making a score. 20-8 here with 7 minutes left to go on our running clock here in the fourth.
I mean, if we had a Van Ripper on our team, I mean, I could have a ball with that. She's ripping twine. She's ripping shots.
I mean, you're ripping everything.
You're ripping it all. Gripping and ripping. Like, it just goes with everything.
And those of you listening, we get nauseating sometimes with nicknames. We apologize, but it just makes it fun to do this. So,
it does.
And it's all out of goodness and of our heart. We want to see all these girls succeed out here, and hope that we have some grandparents or aunts and uncles maybe getting to see a game they didn't plan on seeing tonight.
Yeah, this is going to be special. The girls will take it with them. That's the beauty of YouTube. It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the girls are making a little bit of push there.
Yeah, we used to get to watch our games back on like Betamax or something.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, Avery Clark says, you want me on that wall, you need me on that wall. Don't bring it here.
What a vertical there by number 3, Kirtley, to try to bring that down, and Clark just does a equally nice job saying no, thank you.
So, Clark, Avery, you see her, she's just a little peanut, right? I mean, she's not very tall. And throughout the years, they've been coaching her great. And she struggled a little bit with the relationship, and you know this, between how tall she is and the 6-foot goalpost.
Sure.
So, and then there's one that gets by her. But she's done such a good job. But, I once heard Alex Rode, our 2-time national champ, goaltending coach that you know very, very well. He used to say, look, every shot's high until it's not.
Right.
And so Avery's had to learn that a little bit the hard way this year, because a couple of them, particularly the 2 Georgia teams, they honed in on that.
Yeah.
They watched tape. You can tell.
Right.
And every shot was up high, and they just tore the top of the net apart. And, and I think Avery, she's very coachable. She's a hard worker. She's so much fun.
Just to give a shout out there, that was number 4, Emma Boudet, with that goal.
Boudet.
Nice goal.
Boudet.
I have to tell you that having watched a lot of lacrosse over the years, some of the most electric goalies were some of the smallest. I mean, think about our friend Nick Hall. I mean,
right.
Nick's not a really tall guy, and he could make himself big.
Right.
He was very mobile. He actually would get a little jumpy in there, and you know, there's ways to make up for that. And it's all in the goalie's attitude and their training and everything else.
Well, and your boy Gavin, I mean,
yeah, he's not a tall guy.
He grew up overnight, but he's not a tall guy.
Right.
And then, going into last year when he was the guy, I mean, he stood on his head last year over and over and over again on nights when the team in front of him some nights wasn't.
Well, I mean, the best part is most nights he had a heck of a team in front of him. So, certainly made it an easier job. So there's Mia Kirtley again. I think she's working on maybe a sombrero, if I'm not mistaken.
Chris breaking out the sombrero reference.
We got a goalie change by the Otangys.
Yeah, Olentangy going to change goalies. 99 checking in there.
And I unfortunately do not have 99's name. We apologize. I'm using a roster downloaded from their team website, but shout out to number 99.
Anyone listening, comment in, and we'll highlight her name.
Yeah, if we know if you're listening, tell us who 99 is. All right, so we're out for the draw. Scarlett Mayer on the circle. Is that Reed or Reagan in the other pair of pink cleats?
Oh, I didn't realize we had two sets of pink cleats.
Yeah. It's got to be Reagan. I hear someone saying it's all you, Reagan. So that's going to be. We're going to go with that. And Olentangy comes up with the draw. Comes driving in. 2 minutes to go. Scarlett says not here.
That's Peyton Billitzer. I think she's going to have some bruises after this game. She's been leaving it all out there on the field, both ends, defensively, offensively. She'll get a chance at a free position shot here.
And our girls caught a little break. We were supposed to play last night, and this was really a tough week.
Save.
Beautiful save.
Had a girl, Avery, and that one is high.
Avery scrambling out to back that up, but Braves were back there to cover that.
We were supposed to play last night, and this was really going to be a difficult week because we were going to play Monday and Tuesday, and then Friday and Saturday, and then next Monday.
Wow, that's rough.
And Saturday's in Jacksonville. It's in Florida. So, again, Ashley's no rest for the weary.
Right.
And then she picked up another game on tax day on April 15th at River Bluff. Just a little tune-up for the playoffs. Take a little jaunt to Columbia for that.
Yeah, River Bluff has a fantastic facility.
Oh, my God, that place is beautiful.
Yeah, very nice facility. So we're coming up on a minute here. Braves with a free position shot. That was number 18, Van Ripper. Not really needing to rip there. Kind of a little dunk over Clark.
A little dropper.
And Olentangy making this game respectable here at the end, 20-11.
Well, make sure everyone stays on. We have senior festivities taking place at the end of this game and before the boys' game starts. We don't have an exact start time, but we'll stay live. We're not turning this feed off so that everyone watching can follow along.
Yeah, so I'm going to go down and I'm going to walk my daughter, and then we'll come back up here, and Chris and I will call the boys' game, and it'll. That's really going to be nostalgic for Chris and I to get through with that. A lot of these boys, last year was a really pivotal year in Oceanside lacrosse. Of course, we capped it with a tremendous team and a tremendous state championship after a difficult start. Coach Tom Harris and the rest of the crew there. There's one floated over the crossbar with 36 seconds left. Seeing the Gillums and seeing the C.J. Johnsons and the Blaze and and all those kids, is really going to be fun to do this for their families.
And the worst part is we may not recognize some of them because some of these boys, they put on 6 inches over the summer. So
Titus the Trigger, guess what number he's wearing?
He's got the 7s, right?
He traded it for 3-3.
Oh, he did?
Yes, he did.
That's Silas.
Oh, Silas has got the 30. I knew one of the Gillum boys.
Oh,
but anyway, it's going to be fun to see the Trigger and Cole the Clamp and
Well, you guys have some pretty big shoes to fill. Joe and Mark have been doing a fantastic job calling the game.
I hear that.
Mark's behind me. He can hear me, giving him praise. He's been doing fantastic. But
I've heard we've been represented well, and we really thank you tonight for allowing us to take over the booth for a little nostalgia night. It's kind of like the old timers game.
I had to pay them off, Tony. They wouldn't let me. They wouldn't let you guys do it unless I gave them money.
Well, I appreciate that.
Like they're letting the alumni.
Yeah, this is like an alumni game. It's like an old timers game.
All right, I got to go see if I have to do the halftime or the festivities.
So we're just gonna mute here. You guys can listen to some cheesy YouTube halftime uncopyrighted music. We'll be live. Just stay tuned here.
All right, we're gonna go down and walk with the kids. Thank you so much.
for the support along the way, and her lax coaches for their guidance and support. Congratulations and good luck, Kelsey. Please welcome number 12, Scarlett Mayer. She is escorted by her parents, Jeremy and Hillary, and her brother, Jackson. Scarlett joined us this past season, has been a huge addition to our midfield, and is a captain this season. She was an All-American and was a SCISA Player of the Year last year, and is also a member of the basketball team. Her favorite memory is all of our team bonding, and she will miss playing with her best friends. Scarlett will be attending Virginia University in the fall with a scholarship to play lacrosse and plans to study biomedical engineering. She would like to thank her family, including her dad, for helping her reach her goals, Coach Ashley, Coach Devon, and Coach Brian. Congratulations and good luck, Scarlett. Please welcome number 14, Caitlin Beastie Borst. She is escorted by her parents, Denise and Chad. Beastie has been a 4-year starter and is captain and midfielder for the Land Sharks. Over the past 4 seasons, Beastie has truly lived up to her name, dominating all over the field. Last year, she earned both All-American and All-State honors, a testament to her relentless work ethic and talent. Beyond athletics, she's excited in everything she's taken on, from competing in ice hockey and cross country to serving as president of the National Honor Society and being an active member of Student Ambassadors. Caitlin will be attending Endicott College next year and will be playing ice hockey and lacrosse and plans on studying bioengineering. She would like to thank Coach Ashley and Coach Beth for supporting me all these years, my parents for always being my biggest cheerleaders, and my teammates who have always pushed me and supported me. Congratulations and good luck, Beastie. Please welcome number 17, Ava Grace Carlo. She is escorted by her mom, Janelle, and her stepdad, Mark. Over the past 3 seasons, AG has been a consistent threat on the attack and is now quarterbacking the offense. She is a member of the student athletic training team at Oceanside. Her favorite memories are beating Bishop England and our Florida trip. She will miss the bond with her teammates the most. Ava Grace will be attending Converse University, where she will be playing lacrosse and plans on studying pre-physical therapy. She would like to thank her mom and her best friends for all their support. Congratulations and good luck, AG. Please welcome number 24, Greta Mayer. She is escorted by her parents, Jeff and Liz. We are so lucky Greta is a Land Shark. She joined the team this past season and has become a consistent threat on the attack. She brings so much lacrosse IQ and was a first-team all-lower state player last year. Her favorite memory is all the fun team bonding activities throughout the whole season, and she will miss the feeling of being part of a team that is your family. Greta will be attending the St. Mary's College of Maryland, where she'll be playing lacrosse, and plans on majoring in psychology and minoring in Spanish. She would like to thank her parents for being my biggest supporters throughout all of my years playing lacrosse. And she would like to thank Coach Ashley, Coach Beth, Coach Kirk, Coach Casey for always supporting me and pushing me to do my best. Congratulations and good luck, Greta. Please welcome number 25, Henley Hanks. She's escorted by her dad, Wallace, and her sisters, Sophia and Sydney. Henley recently joined the team and has become a force on the defensive end. She's a member of the rugby and basketball team, was recently honored as All-State in basketball. Her favorite memories are all of her teammates cheering her on in her first game, and will miss the pre-game defensive harmonization and cheer. She'll be attending Eastern University this fall, where she will play basketball and plans to study criminal justice. She would like to thank Greta, Scarlett, and Reagan Bowers for convincing me to play lacrosse. Congratulations and good luck, Henley. And last but certainly not least, please welcome number 33, Liliana Zarzaka. She is escorted by her parents, Jean Marie and Tony, and her sister, Isabella. Lily started playing lacrosse last season and has become a starter and defensive leader this year. She works so hard, and we are so proud of how far she has come. She is also a member of the student athletic training team. Her favorite memory is her very first practice last season and the excitement in the locker room during our rain delay at States last year. She will miss the coaches and the girls the most. Lily will be attending Clemson in the fall and plans to study business pre-law. She would like to thank her coaches for their unwavering support throughout these last 2 seasons and her parents and family for always being there and helping her through everything in life. Congratulations and good luck, Lily. Let's hear it, everybody, for our 2026 Oceanside Lady Landshark Seniors.
No, I could hear you. Okay. I also turned it off. Okay. You just got to talk firm into it. I haven't got ever like talking soft with my mic and wanting to
Yeah, because, right, because you don't want to be that guy, right?
I gotta get that thing from you. I don't need it now. Steve better watch out for his job though. Steve leaves.
We're going to start this evening and recognize senior Titus Gilliam, who is escorted by Joe and Sabrina Gilliam. Titus has been a member of the football team and lacrosse teams during his junior and senior years here at Oceanside, and it has been involved in the Fellowship for Christian Athletes for 2 years. Titus plans on attending Anderson University, where he will continue his lacrosse career while studying finance. Titus's favorite memory at Oceanside is hitting a home run off of Coach Tom in wiffle ball. Please join us in celebrating Titus Gilliam. Next, we would like to honor C.J. Johnson, who is escorted by his mom, Stephanie, and dad, Mark. C.J. has been a dedicated member of the lacrosse program for 4 years, and he is also a member of the National Honor Society, in addition to spending 2 years on the cross-country team. He will attend Clemson University, where he plans to major in sports communication. CJ's favorite memory here at Oceanside is winning a state championship last year. Let's hear it for CJ Johnson. Following up with that, tonight we recognize senior Reese Meredith, escorted by his parents, Chris and Tracy Meredith. Reese has played lacrosse for 3 years and football for 4 years during his time at Oceanside. He plans to attend Charleston Southern University, where he will study aviation and be flying over the field rather frequently. His favorite memories include winning a championship in both lacrosse and football. Please give it up for Reese Meredith. Next up is our senior Liam Rosenbach, escorted by his mom and dad and sister Cameron, who is also a member of the girls lacrosse team. Liam has been part of the lacrosse program for all 4 years and is a member of the National Honor Society. He will attend the University of South Carolina, where he plans on majoring in nursing and pursue a career as a nurse anesthetist. Liam's favorite Oceanside memory is the 3:35 bell. Sounds like a private joke. Let's hear it for Liam. And finally, we recognize senior Finn Wagner, escorted by his mom and dad. Finn has been playing lacrosse for nearly his entire life. Outside of school, he has spent years hunting, fishing, and helping run a farm. He plans to attend La Citadel, where he will major in finance and pursue his goal of becoming an officer in the United States Army. Finn's favorite memory is winning the state championship last year alongside his teammates he now considers his brothers. Please join us in honoring Finn Wagner.
Good job. I guess you say the 2026 OCA seniors. Round of applause.
Let's give it up. Let's give it up for our seniors 2026 class.
All right, all right, all right. We're back at the Deep, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Your Oceanside men's lacrosse team taking on AC Flora Falcons out of Columbia. Lexington, Columbia, where are we at?
They are out of Columbia. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Dion. I'm sorry I was running. My daughter was a senior on the girls team, and I just came from the celebration, and I came right in. I flew all the way in from across the parking lot. Boy, my arms are tired.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Here we go. So thank you again.
Music, my bad.
That's all right. Thank you, Landshark Nation, for having Chris and I and Dion and your normal crew for letting us have the booth tonight. We appreciate you. I saw a lot of parents and a lot of kids that we know really, really well.
I know. I was getting a lot of waves up here on top. It's good to come home, as they say.
It is good to come home. I got some notes. I talked to Tom a little bit, talked to Colin a little bit. And here we are. The Clamp comes away with his first possession, pushes it over to the trigger, number 77. This is like falling off a bike.
Now, Tony, I'm going to remind you, we got a lot of new nicknames this year.
We do. We do.
Now, I've been told by Dion that we have some latitude, but
So, we're in the zone. Who's wearing that double nickel down there?
we got a field hockey game going here now.
They're pushing the ball into the zone. Flora's mounting an offense. Flora travels well. They're a spirited group. This is always a rivalry. Chris and I talked about this for years. Doesn't matter what the records are. This is bragging rights to next year.
Yeah, when you were walking up, Tony, I said to Dion, how do they match up this year? And he goes, it's Flora. You know how that goes.
Right.
So it's always one of those games that both teams always in the mix.
So we got him pushing down. We got some new faces down there, but the 1-1 is C.J. Johnson. And what a player he's developed into over the years, Chris. We've watched him grow up from tiny, and he is a mountain of young. There's a big drive.
Nice save by Jeb.
And Jeb just eats it up down at the ground.
Jeb the Webb.
Jeb the Webb, that's right.
Weaving his way in the goal
There's
cage.
a good out. There is Logan Finley, the low man. Pushes it over to Gillum. Silas is the out. And the offense is going to be in business. The trigger, the 77, over at the far side, pushes it back behind to Ian. Ian runs it around. Boy, he got tall. Pushes it up to Gillum. Silas Gillum, the other part of the Gillum crew. 21, Finn Wagner. Great to see Finn. Congratulations to the Wagner family. They've been at this for a long time here at Oceanside between the brother, Chase, and now Finn.
I feel like they have some residency here.
Yeah, no, they definitely got some street cred on the Oceanside side of things here at the Deep. Pushes it behind. And there's the first goal. Ian Long doing, it's just like what the last game we called. Ian Long.
Beautiful feed from Rosebach, the laser behind the goal there. Just sees Ian coming down that alley and hits him with a picture-perfect pass to finish that.
Yeah, Liam playing attack this year. And you got to realize, so I had a little time to talk to Tom.
We have a sighting.
We do have a Gregory sighting. I saw Chris Gregory, and there's Angie. Angie, come up here and work the camera if you like. I'm sure Dion will let you. We'll hijack the whole booth.
I'd be quite okay with it.
So the Gregorys are here. The world is right. And there is the Clamp, 2 for 2, coming down the field, pushes it over to the trigger to Liam.
Oh.
Liam makes a drive to Ian makes a drive on off the cage.
Beautiful speed on that ball movement there. They definitely knew where they were going with that, where they had the opening, and just a touch high.
Yeah, it's not backed up. So your Flora Falcons are going to bring it up and try and clear it. Heavy ride, now semi-heavy ride by the Land Sharks. There's Kip, new face for me, Kip Inman. I know he was a freshman last year. We talked about him a little bit from time to time there. 17, Caden Craybill. And again, these are fresh faces that we saw last year as freshmen, and you know, in some of the blowouts, we got to see these kids, and they got a tremendous amount of playing time.
Yeah, Inman was doing a lot of the defensive work last year with the short stick.
There's a big drive.
Jeb seeing the ball well so far.
Yeah,
2 shots, 2 saves.
That's number 9, or that's number 9 from Flora. That's Julian Schumacher. Pushes it out over to Silas. Too tall for Silas. That's going to be a turnover between the restraining lines. And that is something historically that, you know, we've struggled with, turning that ball over in the neutral zone. Just, you know, between Chris and I mean, we've been doing this a very, very long time for Oceanside Sports. Silas Gillum stalking. Pushing it out. Welcome to the AC Flora family. Families that are tuning in, I passed the live stream on. And they're spinning it through cyberspace.
Good little stick check there by Inman, and couldn't come up with the ground ball. So Flora going to reset here, I'm sure.
Yep, that's number 11. That's Pope Johnson. Remember the Pope?
The Pope.
Right. It's all coming back to me. 18 in front, turns around. Jeb got a little piece of it, came up off the crossbar. He got a little help from his friends.
Number 16, Colton Badgley.
CJ's going to
turnaround jumper there.
Yeah, CJ's going to push it out. Heavy ride by Flora. Gillum's tiptoeing across the line there.
Looked like he blew a tire or something.
Yeah, it looks like he's he's grabbing at a certain place, which means he got somebody hit him in the crown box.
Maybe he's got to rearrange.
Yeah, he's working on his periwinkle.
His dad's up here saying, "Oh no."
Yeah. So there's Liam. Liam Rosebach behind the net. Sitting in the corner. That's the old Carter Gregory office right there. Liam occupying that with pride. Makes a cut. Puts his foot in the ground, says, I'm going to push it inside. Couldn't get it to, couldn't see where he was going with it. He was going to Finn Wagner
yeah,
with it.
beautiful feed to Finn on the corner, and Finn just couldn't quite corral that pass.
Yeah, he was in traffic, and he was getting a little lumberjacked by somebody. But nonetheless, the Falcons turn it over. So Oceanside's going to bring it in from the center half-court line there.
Fortunately, I think Silas might be dealing with a little groin pull. He's over here on the sideline stretching. We hope he's okay. Crucial part of this team.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big part of the clear and the D-mids, and Mr. Gillum is watching intently behind us, saying, shake it off, son.
Joe Chap Gillum.
Joe Chap Gillum. Pushes it out to Finn. Finn back. Who's wearing 18 this year? Grayson Weezy! He's moving on up.
He is. And somehow he doesn't have the nickname Wheezy on here. I don't understand this.
I don't have any idea why they
I mean,
put
that was one of the greatest calls last year.
Oh, my God. Yes.
Wheezy!
Yo, Weezy! Liam Rosebach, stutter step behind, looking for a way. Somebody needs to be in front. He's got Ian out front.
Nice play by the goalie there, covering that cut to the middle.
Alex Hammond.
That's a name I remember from last year. I think he was starter last year as well.
I believe you to be correct. Feels weird to call an AC Flora game without P. Mood on the field.
Exactly, right?
Shout out to Stephanie and Frank. I don't know if they're watching, but, you know, it would only be right to shout them out. P. Mood's having a hell of a college career down at Alabama Huntsville.
Got a little bit of laundry on the field here. Oceanside took a little too much liberty in the new. Oh, we got another one.
Right.
Oh, no, he's just moving that forward. He didn't want to go back to pick it up.
He's kicking the rag. All right, so on the delayed penalty, as soon as Oceanside touches it, they'll blow it dead. Flora's going to wheel it around.
I didn't quite see what happened. I'm guessing a slash because they were all kind of together whacking at each other. We'll see here when the whistle blows.
All right. Number 11 over in the corner, the Pope.
Reese Meredith.
There's Reese gave him a little too much lumber. We got another problem here. So Reese is going to take a trip to the sin bin. So we got Wheezy coming off. Reese is going to sit. Flora bringing on the armament in a 1-0 game. 4:39 to go in the first here. on an absolute picture-perfect night in Landshark Nation, welcoming into the audience.
The sin bin getting a little crowded over here.
Yeah.
2 slashes is the call, 1 minute each. Oceanside defense going to get their work out here.
All right. Logan Finley, the low man. Kempker, our man, Owen Kempker.
Yeah, they're
stepping in.
Going with a shorty out there. 3 poles.
I'll tell you, I remember the first shift Owen ever took, and I was the blazing speed that kid has. Kempker peppers it. Johnson, there's a big rip wide.
Good ball movement there by the Flora team. Oceanside kind of playing catch-up, following that around.
All right, so we got CJ, we got Finley, we got Kempker. Who am I missing out there, Chris? Boy, we're far away. There's a drive. Jeb seeing it. Might have got a foot on it, but I think he was safe. Crable. Caden Crable.
The seat train.
Yeah.
So Oceanside doing what they need to do here, keeping that ball on the outside of the offense.
There's a big rip, step down, wide left. Number 9. Was 9 Palmer Mood's number?
I believe it was.
I believe that was P. Mood. So just wearing that jersey, you ought to be able to find the twine once or twice.
Yeah, that's
Here comes another big step down. Jeb says no, kicks it aside.
And Jeb's hustle gets us a possession here, which is much needed.
All right.
Oceanside will need to kind of jaunt around here a little bit to burn this out.
Coach is directing traffic. All right.
Kempker needs that speed now.
Kempker's going to turn it on. Big stutter step. Takes a nice cross check. 2, 3, 4 times a lady. Let's go.
Timeout from the Oceanside bench.
All right. Tom Harris, Coach Tom Harris says, let's talk about it. All right. Well, that was a pretty impressive shift in gears of speed of the game from what we did for the last hour.
Yeah, it makes us be a little bit more on our game so far. So we got Flora leading us in shots here, 6-2, but Oceanside holding the most important stat, which is the scoreboard.
The scoreboard, and we got a 50% shooting percentage here.
Yeah.
So 2 shots, 1 goal.
Yeah, Jeb doing a heck of a job back there in goal. Looked to be seeing the ball well. Even balls that were kind of getting around, he had them covered pretty well. So definitely what you want to see out of your starting goalie early in the game.
So again, I want to thank everybody for allowing Chris and I to do this. I mean, for the last 2 years, it was the privilege of our life to chronicle our kids' journey through their high school career in the last 2 years when we got to call the games, and certainly the magical state championship run last year, and to be able to be invited back to make senior night just a little more special. The idea that we could be included in that is heartwarming and appreciated as the players break the huddle.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of reading all our senior girls' bios down there. I didn't know that was on the menu tonight, but I was happy to do it. And
well, you're nothing if not agile.
Well, let me tell you, amazing what you see. These girls, I mean, first of all, amazing athletes. Some of them athletes in multiple sports. And every major I read was bioengineering, and it just blows me away, the success that comes out of the school and out of these teams, both athletically and academically. It's a testament to what goes on here.
Yeah, you're talking about we pump some brilliant kids out of this school. It's an interest. We have that tremendous model. School's gone through a lot of change. We'll talk about that in a minute. But let's get back to live action. 3:20 to go. Oceanside in charge on the offensive zone here. Silas seems to have shaken it off. He's back on the field wearing that double 3 with pride.
Yeah,
pushes it over to his brother, the trigger.
Looks to be moving pretty good. So
yeah, he seems fine. So Silas, little stutter step there. He gets undressed, 33. Is that, 23. 23 gives him a nice check.
Will Milliken, that's a name I remember from last year.
I remember the Milliken. And AC Flora flips it, and it's tilted the other way, pushes it behind. The Oceanside defense is collecting himself. Robo Reese is back in his office in front of the net. And we're going to go.
Some big line changes happening here.
Yeah, they're going to push it back. They want to get all the players on the field that they need. Pushes it back behind. Feed in front, broken up by Logan Finley, the Fin Man.
Great ground ball there in stride.
They call him Twinkie.
I mean,
pass.
what a pass, too.
Great pass and a bounce.
Unbelievable.
And there is Liam Rosebach. Liam Neeson, I will find you. He's got it.
Not really a laser, but it was effective.
You know what? There was a time where he would have rang that off a post or shot it high or something else, and the maturity level that we're seeing out of these kids that we watch grow up is impressive.
Yeah, those dirty shots are good shots. And, let's be honest, that all started with Logan Finley's hustle. I mean, he ran 70 yards with that thing and then makes a pinpoint pass with a long pole. Just excellent job. Pretty good testament to our defense here tonight, Tony. I mean, we've already been 2-man down and getting to 2 minutes left in the first here and still no score for Flora.
2-0 Land Sharks. Flora can't come up with the answer. They keep pushing it on Blaze. I said I'm a little out of practice there. On Jeb, they're trying to force it on him with the shots, but they just can't get it there. So here's the trigger, patrolling. Oceanside's in the middle of a change, getting the proper armament in place. Woodsy coming out. Wheezy checking in. Number 18 pushes it over to Finn Wagner.
Trigger really looking for that running start from out there.
Yeah, when he gets those wheels turning, he gets downhill. He's coming after it. He draws a crowd pretty quick, pushes it over to Grayson Wheezy.
Oh, good handle on that by Rosebach. That was at his tippy toes there.
I saw Liam at the prom last week, and I said, you're going to get it done, right? And I said, I'm coming out for you on senior night. He said, I'll get it done, Mr. Z. Good skip. Finn couldn't handle it. No matter.
It was a good save.
Flag
Finn keeping that from going out. Yep, we got a flag here, so Oceanside with a bit of a free play.
Finn rolling behind, or Liam rolling behind with it, pushes it out to Silas. Up top to Wheeze. Ian Long taking heavy lumber there, dishes it off to Silas at the top, and Oceanside's taking a breath here. They're in no hurry. They've got the delayed penalty coming to them. They don't have to do anything overly aggressive.
And they also have end of quarter here.
End of quarter, yeah, so you got to believe they're setting up for it. And I'll tell you, there's a big drive, rings it off the post.
Just like at the other end earlier, I mean.
The trigger comes back with it, and he says, I'm going to take it anyway. Titus.
He wasn't finished.
Titus, the trigger, Gillum says, you can. I'll ring it off the post, get my own rebound, fight off 2 guys, and score anyway.
So that score gets that flag waved off. So we'll be back to full strength game here with a bit over 19 seconds left.
Oceanside coaches Colin Reich, Tom Harris. It's all smiles over here as much as they can be early on in the game. And they said that was like the last shot, just the way we drew it up.
Yep.
Good job.
See, we told you, boys.
Great to see Clark Seaton patrolling the sidelines. He's like an institution, Clark.
Oh, yeah.
That's what happens when you have 9 kids. Little blonde hair people running around all over the place. He just keeps funneling them through here. All right, the clamp. Another successful night. He fires it wide up high, but no matter because Liam is behind the net backing it up. He's going to bring it in from the baseline under the goalpost. 10 seconds left. Clicking down, pushes it up to Silas. Are we going to get a last shot off here? Maybe, maybe not. Silas puts it on the ground, picks it back up. He's looking for the shot, can't quite find it. And there's no last shot. Well, that was a spirited quarter of lacrosse, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Oceanside up 3-0, end of the first. Couple of penalties, couple of defensive presses, couple of defensive stands.
I think right now you got to love how Jeb's playing in goal. I love offensively how it's controlled, but yet it's controlled with a lot of speed. We're seeing that ball get around quick. A lot of great feeds too. Not just relying on guys to take a step down. We're getting guys breaking open and feeding them from behind goals. So think if you're coaches, you got to love a 3-0 lead here after the end of the first.
Yeah, I think you're feeling pretty good about it. If you're AC Flora, they're wondering, all right, well, what do we got to do to crack this nut? And I guess we're going to find out. I mean, one thing we know about Flora is they're not going to go away. Again, this is a bragging rights game. They're 8-2 on the year. They got playoff on the brain. There's a half a chance these teams will see each other again here shortly. The Land Sharks coming in 5-6 with a very difficult schedule, kind of like we stacked it last year. So a lot of challenges up front, big schools, tough schools.
I would argue might even be more stacked than last year. I mean, I saw some of the names. I was like, youch.
Yeah. No, when we had an absolute murderer's row to start the year last year.
Yeah, especially to start.
And Tom doubled down on it. So he doesn't have a huge senior class. Obviously, you were down there calling them out, and we celebrated the seniors. So with only 5 seniors, this is a very, very deep team as we look down this roster. There's a lot of sophomores. I
was just going to say, they're in trouble with that sophomore class.
The sophomore class is enormous.
Yeah, they got to build in behind those boys for sure.
Yeah,
and we know that sophomore class has a lot of talent in it too.
And as I look down this roster, there's a few things missing now. There's a bunch more down. There's an Asher Gillum. There's more Gillums? Yeah, there is. More Gillums.
They're like Setons.
They're not quite like Setons. Yeah, that's great. So the freshmen, down the bottom of this roster, that's going to be a foundation coming in, but there's a heavy, heavy sophomore class, so they're going to be good for a while.
Yeah, and I think the tough part is we were saying earlier during the girls' game, they had some girls getting some valuable time. I think when you play a schedule like Oceanside, sometimes it's tough to get some of those younger guys some time because you're playing such powerhouse teams. But, Tom's always done a good job of that, and we saw that with our boys coming up through. The younger guys tend to get some valuable time.
All right, the Clamp's back out on the dot. He's having a good night so far, and the streak continues. Cole the Clamp puts it together, rings it in the zone, peels off, pushes it off to Ian Long. What a year he had last year, right?
Ian had a heck of a year. I think
he broke freshman record.
I was going to say, I think he has most of the freshman records, if I'm not mistaken.
He broke Collins' record. So they push it around. Ian Long in the back. Trigger sets the pick, gives him a little bit of space, which is all he needs. He's looking for the cage, and there it is.
There it is.
He wheels it around, off the pick, rolls it around, drives it home. It's not even fair.
He looked like he was on a kind of
right on cue, Tony. Good job.
Yeah, right? He set that up perfect.
Yeah.
Big old softball in front of him.
I told you, this is like falling off the pipe. So,
yeah, the crazy thing about the whole Ian Long thing, if I'm not mistaken, he didn't play much in the first 2 or 3 games last year.
I don't think he played at all in the first 2 or 3 games last year.
And to think that, he's now the holder of so many of those records and contributed so much to that team last year.
He was hurt during the early skid that we had, and it was a missing piece. We had a couple of guys hurt early on. And again, I had a chance to visit with Tom while we have a little delay here. Apparently, the Clamp wants to discuss something with the referee. Clamp comes up with it.
Uh-oh.
He's thinking one thing.
He's a shooter.
Yep, and he drives it high and wide, but no matter.
And Rosebach saw that coming, so he took a few steps back to cover that.
Liam behind it, so we're good. They're going to come in from X. Push it over to Ian. Ian out to the Trigger up top. Finn Wagner checking in the game. So who's playing center field down there? Who's number 9? It's Cole Bradford. He's still on the field.
Yeah, he didn't get to leave yet. Here he's going.
There he goes. So Tom said, "What are you doing out there, son?"
Oh no, he's setting picks.
Yeah, because when you think of Cole Bradford, you think of setting picks. I got to see Dennis and Dana. It was great to catch up with them, all the old folks here, the old family. Trigger out wide. Barking in signals from the sideline. Where are we going to go with it? Trigger.
Referee setting a pick there.
Yeah, a little pick from the referee. And a nice drive by Trigger trying to make.
Yeah, Hammond had that covered post pretty well.
Well, you're a goaltender, Dad. You know you can get beat, but don't get beat on the near post.
Yeah, you got to seal those posts.
So a little breath of air as Flora moves it up. The LSM bringing it in. It's 23. See if we can give a shout out. That's Milliken. I feel like I should know these names. Big collision down low there.
Schumacher had a face full of CJ over there and struggled. Possession stays with Flora. They're going to move it around here, it looks like.
CJ, an all-state defender from last year. Pushes it out, number 5, Bryson Gray, a senior for Flora coming in. He's looking for it. Jeb says no, and it's a little wide left. Flora struggling a little bit to put it on the white part of the net. Number 11 bringing it up. That's the Pope. The Pope gets a blessing from Robo Reese, and Reese says no.
Oh, we brought the double.
Yeah, there's the slide, the double. Pushes it out front. Drops it right on Kiplock there. Kip pushes it up. Trigger's got it. He's one-on-one, and he's looking for it. Good save by the goaltender.
Kind of threw the stick down there at the last second, knocked that down.
I think the Trigger thought it went in.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to from this angle. Good clear here from Flora. See if they can get something set up. Or
Flora
maybe they're just going to let her rip.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know.
you said, Tony, a little bit of trouble getting it on goal and taking a lot of longer shots. They haven't been doing much in the dirty areas. We'll see if maybe that's a change they make as they go through the game here. So it doesn't feel like the outside game has been working in their favor so far.
Is that 18 or 16 there? I can't see. It's a little too far away.
Looks like a 16 to me.
It looks like a 16. So that was Colton Bagley,
He was
senior midfielder.
giving Woodsy the business.
Right,
But
there's a little dish off to the Trigger from Kempker. Trigger pushes it back around.
Oceanside bringing in the reinforcements here.
Liam Rosebach pushes it around. Wheezy checks in. Silas checks in. Ian the Assassin rolls in front of the net. Trigger behind, changing it up just a little bit. He's going to come back around. He draws a little bit of attention, pushes it up top to the top of the restraining box to his brother. Back over to Wheezy. And they're going to wheel it around again. There's the skip pass and a deflection in, and Finn Wagner drops it home. Attaboy, Finn. What a sequence. You might not even have saw that. You were behind me there.
I caught it. We're doing a little, I had a text in. We have some technical difficulties. Apparently the people at home aren't hearing you well enough. They need more Zarzaka.
How is that possible?
I mean,
I'm not tall, I'm not handsome, but I'm usually heard.
I would think you wouldn't even need a microphone.
And not quiet, ever.
Yeah, and how is this? Is it any better, folks?
We'll see if I get any feedback here.
We'll see what engineering says. All right, the clamp cannot be defeated on the dot today, so he's giving a big drive by the Trigger from the arc. From 12 meters out, the Trigger says, I'm taking it.
The response I got was better.
All right.
So more work to do, I hear.
In the hands of a lesser man, Dion, it would be a problem.
Yeah, put me over there. I'd be losing myself right now.
Yeah.
All right.
Chris would be chopping wire ties and all sorts of things.
Yeah, throwing stuff.
Yeah.
Well, here we are, 6-0. Little under 7:30 left.
Look, we talk about it. When you've got a face-off guy, when you got a Fogo like the clamp, I'm not keeping stat, but I don't know that he lost one tonight.
I don't think he has yet.
And he is just giving everybody from Flora. He is giving everybody from Flora all they want. Now, he did put it on the ground, turned it over. There's a timeout by Flora.
And that's probably a good timeout. We had a pretty strong double team coming at that guy. You're on my wire there, Tony.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
So I started to say earlier, I got a little chance. You know, it's funny. I used to visit with Tom before every game, so I did get a minute with Tom. It was kind of old home week. I don't know what happened. happened, Dion? I just went dead. Oh, there we are. Dion's pushing buttons, and
We're falling apart.
he is on a mission to silence me, apparently. So I was visiting with Tom, and I said, Tom, what do you got to say about this? I said, 5-6 start, kind of middle of the road. I said, I know you got it figured out. So you're not figuring it out, but they are sorting it out, and there's a difference. So getting the right people in the right places, kind of like what we went through last year, and it's kind of an evolution that Tom and his coaching staff go through every year, because the murderer's row of a schedule early forces them to see what pieces need to be where, and they're peaking. The plan is to follow the blueprint, trust the process, and they'll pick it up here down the stretch and hopefully drive to a repeat championship. He's got the team for it.
Well, and they understand the system. I mean, these games that we're playing against some of these out-of-state teams, these what we would call the powerhouse teams, they don't really matter for our positioning and getting into playoffs, but they do matter for rounding out this team, giving these guys some competition. So they know when they make that schedule that the games they've got to hit, that are going to make the playoff berth potentially happen. Mm-hmm. And, these other games, these are the games that you make to grow a program. And they're not always pretty. But, you go back and talk to our boys, and they'll tell you some of those games were, some of their best memories.
Right.
Playing those harder teams.
That's exactly right. And with the exception of Lampard last year, I think I think our boys would really look back and say, yeah, I enjoyed that, and the years before that. So, we have a beautiful full moon dead center between the light poles right in front of us.
Yeah, how about
Dion,
that?
at some point, you'll
I've
get a
already
shot
zoomed
at
in
that.
it a couple
It's,
times.
okay.
We'll be visiting in 11 days, they say, right? So.
I guess.
It's like kicking a perfect field goal right there in front of us.
That's right. What a picture-perfect night here at the Deep, as it's been named here by our incredible athletic director, Mark Meyer, and staff, and the kids voted on it. So we used to call it the Reef. Now we call it the Deep, because I guess we conquered the Reef and we've moved further into the ocean.
There you go.
I understood it as the whole facility is the Reef, the tank is the gymnasium, and this is the Deep.
This is the Deep, and there's a problem, and Jeb got away with one.
Nice.
Wow.
The goalie
And,
gods have smiled on Jeb.
And the referee also gave Jeb the ball there to the dismay of most of the Flora crowd.
Yeah.
But what a hustle on Jeb's part. I mean, he got a little risque and covered it up.
So we've got C.J. Johnson bringing it up, pushes it up to Silas Gillum. Silas is going to trot.
You wanted to say AJ there, didn't you?
I almost wanted to say A.J. It is hard to look at that 33 and not think it. Although he's wearing 6 for South Carolina, he's got his 6 going. He somehow managed to snag his number. I'm sorry, he's wearing 3. He couldn't get 6. 6 was an upperclassman. So and 33 was taken, so he took 3. So we're still in that combination.
All right, getting a little changing of the guard here in the offensive zone.
Miller
Trigger.
Seaton rolled in.
Miller time is in the house.
Doing his brother proud, wearing that
love
number
it. There's
103.
In the crease.
Yep.
Finn Wagner was tiptoeing on the crease, and he just got one of them little toes over a little too far.
He needed to stay in those ballet lessons when he was in first grade.
Yeah, you would think. So I don't think there was much ballet going on in the Wagner house. That's a hardcore family. Great people. Got to visit with his father a few minutes on my way up here. Here comes Flora. Flora puts it on the ground. Drops right into Kimker, and nobody's got. He gets on. I was just about to say nobody's catching him.
And Kimker turns over a piece of merchandise for the yard sale, but possession stays with Oceanside.
Yeah, it looks like Flora's got it here.
Or Flora, I mean, sorry.
Yeah, Flora's got it. Pushes it over to Connor Buchanan here. He's going to drop it over to 17 is Lockhart, another senior. Heavy senior team for this Falcon squad as well. Bryson Gray bringing it in. He turns on the Jets. Robo Reese behind. Not a lot of people going to challenge Robo. What a career he's had. And Jeb gets beat to the stick side.
Yeah, and we can say Jeb got beat, but our whole defense got beat there. That was beautiful ball movement by the Flora team, and basically the scorer was in the middle all by his lonesome.
Yep.
So nice job by Flora there getting on the board. Unfortunately, Jeb loses his shutout, but now he doesn't have to worry about that. Just stopping balls.
A little bit of a defensive collapse there. At 6-1, it's hard to feel bad about it. 4:32 winding down here in a brisk first half. The temperature has settled down.
It's beautiful.
I mean, it's just a great
It's finally
night here.
spring.
It's spring here in the Low Country. There's Craybill bringing it up. The LSM pushes it over to the Assassin. Assassin back to Liam. Liam says, I'm going to bring it in.
Safe.
He fires one right into the cross of the goaltender.
Great save. Rosebach made a good hole there, but goalie up to the call.
Look, we've seen this young man Hammond play some pretty good lacrosse between the pipes. He brings it out to Bagley. Bagley's going to run it up. It almost went out of bounds. They're saying it stayed in. That's good. So they're going to play a little croquet with it. They'll bang it here, bang it there. Who wants it? Kimker gets up high, and there's another timeout by Flora.
Good timeout.
Yeah, that's about as good as you can call it there.
Yeah, Flora's been a historic, well-coached team. The rivalry between Flora and Oceanside goes back the full 10-year history of Oceanside lacrosse. Tom Harris in his 10th year. He is the OG. He's the longest tenured coach at Oceanside.
Yeah, I remember when, I think it was Braden's freshman, maybe sophomore year, we were up there. It was intense. They had about 50 student bodies right behind our bench, screaming and yelling. And
they do their homework. I mean, AJ came back from that game and said they were picking on guys' girlfriends, and they were really giving them the business.
It's the way the home field is supposed to be, but they've always given us the trouble.
And just the environment there, Dion, because their field sits in that, kind
of a little bit of a bowl.
It's a bit of a bowl, and it's kind of buried there up against that giant wall.
Yeah, they get some good student support out there, and that's for sure.
They have a great athletic director out there. So, look, we've had a lot of change here at Oceanside, and I'll take a second to elaborate on that. We've had kind of a little bit of a change in administration with the principal and a couple of people that have stepped away to further their careers in other ways. But the steady hand of Mark Meyer, Brooks Barano, our assistant AD, has come into his own. Pinnacle Charter Schools has put in Mike Lorenz as the interim principal, and we just hired a tremendous new principal, Kelly Lincolnhoker, she comes out of Virginia, kind of Virginia Tech side of Virginia, out on the point there, and we're real excited about getting her in here. She was down here for the prom, getting to know the students, a lot of energy, and we're real excited. So shout out to Miss Lincolnhoker. And we're looking forward to your arrival here, and a special thanks to Mark and the administration and all the faculty here for keeping the ship steady at this time of transition.
Yeah, there's nothing constant but change, as they say. So
there's a big drive. Right. I think it hit Robo.
Yeah, I think
he didn't move. He didn't know it hit him.
Reese played goalie for a minute there.
Yeah, well, he's a big body.
Give him a save.
What a career Reese has had, both on the football field and the lacrosse field. A couple of years ago, a bunch of kids said, Reese, you really ought to play lacrosse. And he said, play what? And he's just built for this. So, 3 state titles at football and a lacrosse title. And there's Jeb says, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Jeb is just seeing the ball.
Yeah, he was out for injury couple games. I think he missed 3 games for an injury, a shoulder and toe, and he came back. I believe this is his 2nd game back, and last game he was on fire, and today he's picked up right where he left off.
That's great.
And he's feeling it. So the transition game has been very effective for the Land Sharks here. Clearing the ball is a real source of pride. It's a little hard to orchestrate early in the season sometimes when you're trying to put those pieces back together. One of the hardest things to do in lacrosse is get it out of your own zone.
Oh, sure.
The trigger, prowling, fast feet. He moves so well for a tall guy. Pushes it to the assassin, pushes it to Liam, makes the skip pass, pushes it inside, and a big collision. Miller Seaton, and Miller says, my brother's bigger than all of you, and I've run into him 100 times.
Yeah, I'll take you people on.
Yeah, and it's just cool seeing a Seaton wear that 13 out there. There's the assassin. There's one off the top of the goal.
What a swim move by Ian there. Unfortunately, we have a Flora player down.
It looks like he's going to collect himself. He's going to take a pause, so we hope he's okay. Yeah. Training staff heading out to the
hate to see that.
Tend to him. So we'll take a little break. He's hurt. I mean, he's moving everything, which is good. But
it didn't look like too big of a collision, but you never know what happens in the middle.
That upper chest. I mean, he's kind of holding that upper chest there.
Wind got knocked out of him.
Yeah, hopefully it's just that.
All right, he's to his feet.
All right, happy to see number 19.
That's Max Elliott, the senior.
Yeah, happy to see him pop up.
He trots off, so he's in good shape, and he is relieved by Oliver Baker, and Bagley steps in. It's going to be Oceanside ball. Rosebach is going to bring it in from the deep alley out by the pylon. And he's going to have Bagley staring at him. He pushes it up top, back to the trigger. Swing it around. Liam looking for somewhere to go with it. Pushes it out to Gillum. Gillum inside to the, wow.
Ian.
The assassin.
Ian the assassin.
He goes top shelf with it, up top, right by the goalie's head. Puts it home for a 7-1 lead, Oceanside Land Sharks. Outstanding play, good ball movement.
Yeah, I was just going to say Oceanside continuing to move the ball very well. Sometimes you build a lead, you get a little lazy. I haven't seen that. They're continuing to cut, continuing to move quickly. And that's a hat trick.
Hats off to Ian, the assassin.
What do they do in lacrosse? You don't throw squids out there like hockey. What is it?
No, I think we just talk really well about it.
Well, that, and we get excited for the potential of a sombrero.
That's right. When we go da 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 da, and Chris and I do the sombrero dance.
What number is that at?
6.
6.
The double hat trick is a sombrero, and there is Cole Bradford, the clamp, drives it home.
So Tom has said he'll leave him out there. He's a typical Fogo, but if the matchup is good and the opposing team's Fogo may struggle on defense, they'll leave him out there because Cole's good enough with his stick skills.
Well, he certainly is. So and that's a hattie of assists for our friend Liam Rosebach down there to laser. So he's lasering those balls in the assist capabilities.
So I'm going to correct you, Dion, on one thing.
Yes.
Cole Bradford is anything but typical. I mean, that kid works really, really hard at what he does. He comes from a tremendous family with a lot of support, and he has honed his craft.
Yes.
He's got a big future ahead of him, and there is little to no chance with his family structure that he will get sideways.
So I have to think here, Tony, probably a last shot with 37 seconds remaining.
The Charlie, the Funkadelic, has checked into the game.
The Funk Master.
The Funk Master, George Clinton, and the Charlie Funkadelic has checked in. Trigger's looking for it. 16 seconds, tick-tocking down. Flips it around. Liam up top. Pushes it down deep. Makes the skip pass off his face. Gillum couldn't handle it.
Little too hot.
That's going to be a turnover, and you'd like to think that that's going to take us to the half.
I think that's going to be the end. We're going to have a big rip.
And that is going to be very far wide to the right, and that's going to be the half. What an outstanding half of lacrosse by our boys. A spirited push by Flora. Spirited push by Flora but they can't seem to get it home between Jeb doing what Jeb does, and boy, what a development in him, right? Because he didn't get a ton of time last year.
I mean, we had 4 goalies last year, and most coaches would love to have that problem, and I think they do. But it's tough sometimes. And again, with that schedule we play, what have you, knock on wood, my son stayed pretty healthy. So the time for other goalies was tough, but Jeb's looking really solid out there. And, I heard Dion say before he was injured, he came back last game, looked fantastic.
Right.
We saw that with my son. I think you see it with a lot of goalies. They go in kind of streaks like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, man, you want to ride them when they're doing that. And really awesome to see how Jeb's done here in this first half. And I would argue that goal that is on the board was not on him. That was that was a total defensive breakdown. And he was just the last guy in front of that ball. So
the viewers want to see your mugs, guys.
Oh, boy.
This
How we doing, everyone?
Listen, we both have great faces for radio, ladies and gentlemen. This is
you don't want to see us.
It's about the voice and not the theatrics. But no, thank you very much again for having us tonight. This is special.
Yeah, you gave me the phone call, and I was like, heck yeah, let's do this.
When Dion had asked if we, and honestly, we bulldozed our way into this game because, again, the normal crew is here, and he was inviting us to do the girls' game, and I kind of did the presumptive close that we would do the doubleheader.
Oh.
So, and I already called you and told you that. So.
So we're drawing the ire of some other.
I think the big guys are. I think you guys are. Yeah, I think the normal crew here is happy to have the night off and enjoy the game.
Well, I love that it's continuing. I mean, when this all started, it kind of came out of left field, and then all of a sudden we're doing it, and we're doing it game after game, and it just
it started with me saying to Tony, "Do you want to do my son was playing when AJ was a sophomore, Braden was a senior. I said, "Do you want to do this? I do it for football." And you were like, "Yeah." And I said, well, you got to find someone else to do it with you. And here you are, Chris.
Yeah, I needed someone that knew the rules of the game.
Well, and that's only like an 80% rule. So
yeah, and so Dion invited me, and I asked Chris if he would do it with me, and we had so much damn fun that we said, okay, we'll do it. But Dion said, well, look, it's not like an every time thing. You guys are going to have to learn to run this thing.
Yeah.
So when I said, well, if by you guys you mean Chris, then yeah, we're good.
Well, before I knew it, I was carrying a camera tower in my car for 10 weeks of the spring.
That's right.
People would ask for a ride. I'm like, sorry, the camera towers. That's not going to happen.
It kind of took a life of its own, and we just kind of made it our own, and we had a ball doing it. And like I said, last year was so special because we got to see our boys on their journey and really chronicle it. I was telling somebody that, when we do this, I can remember every play of last season because you put this headset on, and other than the two of us yapping back and forth to one another, we're watching the game at a different level. We're not in the crowd. We're not, we can interact with the crowd, especially when we were on the fence over there and people were heckling us. But, we just had so much fun with it. But to be able to watch the game and absorb our kids in agony of defeat and the thrill of victory, because we saw them take their lumps too, and there was a couple of gasps. If Gavin was having a tough night or a possible injury, and watching AJ get laid out a couple of times and say, "Look, get up, son." It's tough when your kid's out there, so it's a little more of a relief tonight because
a little less
other
stress.
than wondering what our children are doing at college,
right?
Well,
I will say this. I think the headset keeps me from screaming at the referees, which is probably a good thing. That keeps everyone in the administration happy. But, it's exciting to be back. I really love doing this. But obviously you want to be able to hand over the reins to the next crew to come in and let them have the same excitement that we found in doing this. And maybe one day we'll be doing it for the grandkids. Who knows?
Well, maybe. And I told my wife, and she kind of cringes a little bit. And I don't know the fella's name down there that's below us in the stands, but the guy that does the filming for Flora does the play-by-play for Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know his name, but I did introduce myself, and I told him that he is a more familiar face now. AJ's a freshman and he's scrapping for playing time at Carolina. And, they're sitting as a top 10 team getting into the playoffs for the MCLA. And, he's enjoying it. And both him and Bear Hankins from, our Loggerheads brethren and with Beckham, so those two are kind of attached at the hip. And we get to hang out with Jamie and Dan Hankins and the Gregories because
Drew's still out there?
Drew is they just had senior night, so we get to hang out with our crew and kind of keep it in all together.
Yeah, I've talking about our group of seniors that have gone through. I had the pleasure of watching Carter Gregory in the fall. He was playing for Clemson's club team. They came up to Newberry and played the Newberry boys, who are a Division II team.
Sure.
And there's another guy that just, what he did here, he didn't leave off. I mean, he was, as a freshman, he was out there on the field most of the game and just looked totally in control. A couple weeks ago, got to see Caden Costa and Thomas Huffines playing for Mars Hill. They came to Newberry to play the boys. Got to see both of them. Got to hang out with the families. It just, kind of felt like old times. It was awesome. Mars Hill taking their licks this year. They're kind of a program, continuing to try to build. But hi, ladies.
So we have right below us in our tower here, we have Avery Clark and crew, the girls team that is just destroying all the teams that come to play them. Loving it. You guys did great. We appreciate you. Fantastic, each and every one of you. So we're getting they're all on camera. That's our girls squad, the defending state champs.
This is Oceanside Lacrosse. Neds, get on this.
And that is our goaltender, Avery Clark, who we talked about. And
the goaltenders are always crazy.
Yeah, well, she's got that going for her. Fantastic group of girls. I told you I couldn't say enough good things about all of them and their families. Just great stuff. But anyway, it is really good to see the college kids. Clemson Carolina's next week.
Oh, that'll be exciting.
So you're going to have AJ and Bear and Carter all in the same spot.
Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Now Carter is large and in charge out there playing attack, as you saw. I mean, he gets plenty of run. AJ and the Carolina model's a little bit different. So AJ and Bear are kind of. They're getting their share of mop-up time, but they're more than content to wait it out.
They're a high-end, top-tier team. You got a lot of guys that have played Division I lacrosse that come there because it's more fun. It's a tough lineup to break into.
Coach Candela out there at Carolina has been doing it a long time, doing it at a very high level, and they have the talent on that team is insane. You got a lot of kids, like you said, the whole team's from Long Island.
Of course.
So AJ and Bear, and there's one other kid that went to Wando who's an upperclassman who I don't know, but that's the entire representation of the Low Country at Carolina. So there's a bunch of kids out there. I remember AJ went to tryouts, and he said, "Well, there was a bunch of Chaminade helmets. They're all going to make it." So. We have 1:22 before we get back to lacrosse here. The teams are taking the field.
Getting their jogs and stretches in. Let's.
Coach is going to give you a little recap. I don't do stats. That's Chris's thing.
Oh, that's my thing, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So Tony was right. We have the Clamp completely undefeated in the face-off circle, 12-0. So that's fantastic. We have Oceanside leading the game here in shots with 15, and they've converted on 8 of those. Jeb, just to show how good he's doing, 12 shots against, 1 goal given up, so can't be too upset about that. I believe we had a hat trick for Ian Long, right? And we had an assist hat trick for Rosebach. And Titus with 2. Let's see what else we got here.
Liam with 1, Finn with 1.
Finn's got a goal. Finn Wagner with a goal. Cole with the goal. Yeah, Cole snuck in there at the end. He kind of stayed on the field, as Dion was saying, and He got our goal there right before the end of the half. So with 5 seconds left at halftime, we're going to get back to the game here momentarily. That moon shining ever brighter.
Beautiful moon tonight.
Yeah, wonderful night here.
Bella Luna. All right, we are back. The clamp is in his office on the dot and the big O, and the streak continues, and he's going to sprint it down. He's going to dish it off this time, and he's –
I mean –
you know, my grandfather would say it's not even fair.
Bang, bang.
Bang bang play. Literally 8 seconds into the half, and it's an 8-1 game. What do you say? It's just,
That's a 9-1 game.
it's a 9-1 game. Sorry, I was.
So we're
little delay there. We're gonna have to get Woods on the stick down there.
We're
with the,
creeping.
stats.
We need one of those things where we can poke them from behind. Oh,
Yeah.
boy, that might be the first. That is the first face-off lost by Cole. I would say he's entitled to that.
You know, it's funny, anecdotal about Cole, as he was a freshman last year, which is hard to believe for the performance that he puts up. But, AJ, Titus Gillum, or Silas Gillum, with bearing down on him. Finn Wagner trying to hold on to it, taking heavy lumber. Liam's going to chase it down in the corner. Everybody's got to settle down for just a second.
I think they're going to take a breath here.
Gillum. Liam.
Got the Funk Master
Back to Gillum.
setting up in the middle.
Funkadelic is sitting in the middle, yes. Out to the Assassin. Over to the Trigger. Titus is going to get wheels, dishes it off to his brother, goes back the other way. He's looking for some room. Pushes it off to Ian. Ian back to Liam. Ian to Liam. You can almost say that as one sentence.
I think we're going to get a crease
getting
call.
we're
I didn't know if
getting
it was a
crease
crease or a ward. I saw his arm go up, but I think we're going to have the crease call there.
I think you brought it in a little tight there. Buzzed the tower. All right, ball coming back the other way. Goaltender way out at the restraining line. Midfield pushes it off. Buchanan brings it in.
So now the problem is I can't see my paper.
Yeah, we don't have any lighting up here. We're behind the lights for a change. Over to Schumacher. Schumacher brings it behind. Well covered.
It's Memphis Garrison. I like that name,
Oh,
Memphis.
that's a great. Gives you the gone in 60 seconds
Exactly.
vibe. Memphis
Flag
reigns.
Yeah, I got a flag down. Jeb with another nice save there.
So it's a hold.
Got a holding call. Believe that's a 30-second, or is that a minute?
He said 30.
And that's going to be Reese in the sin bin again.
I think I was telling you earlier, Chris. He's been pretty clean this year.
Yeah, I was talking to Dion earlier. You know, Reese obviously a big body, and I felt like sometimes last year some of those penalties came because he was a big body. He looked imposing against the guy he was guarding,
Yeah.
but Dion said a lot of that's gone away because, you know, with more experience, he's getting his game more technical, and that's good.
Well, and you know, again, my son was a football player, was a linebacker, and then he would switch over to lacrosse in February. And, you know, AJ was a little guy playing a big guy sport, and then he would come play a little guy sport,
Right.
you know, for the most part. But for Reese, it's a whole different ballgame because he spends 6 months out of the year destroying people. And, I mean, if I could recap, the football season that he had was –
Yeah.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
I mentioned it a few times, and he led the team in taccles, hands down.
mean,
So.
And then he's got to dial it back.
And
you
then-
know, that's hard.
Right, and then you have to have, when you got a free run at people here, you just can't level them the way
Yep.
you normally would. So the restraint and the discipline it takes to be a two-sport athlete, football, lacrosse, it's hard.
Good aggressiveness out there by Kimker.
That was a tremendous goal.
Yeah, very
By-
good goal.
A blessing from the Pope. So
Yeah, Kimker just that last hack just slowed him down a little bit, and
he saw it the whole way, and he had enough green in front of him, and he just put it in that bottom left corner.
Yep.
You know, that's a hard ball for Jeb to get a handle on.
Well, here we are, 9-2. 8:51 left in the third.
So you got Kempker getting coached up a little bit there, talking about how that went down. So the clamp is back out on the dot. Silas Gillum over here on the wing. The clamp is back on schedule.
No denying that win.
He's sprinting down, and he sees goals. Good stop. Goaltender gets it, turns it over. Here comes the clear. Puts the ball on the ground. That's going to impede that progress. Liam takes a swipe at him. Another swipe there. Big slash, no call.
Yep, nope.
There's the laundry.
It was coming.
Wow, it came from the other side. I mean, that ref was 30, 40 yards away. The one was right on top of it, did not call it.
The assassin, he's pointing to himself. Who, me? Yes. Yes, Ian, you. You gave him a two-hander that wrapped all the way around his wrist.
Yeah, I think the ref downfield didn't like the kind of bear hug look that had, and
so 1 minute.
Yep, the tripping call goes against us here. So the defense, man down, getting a little test here.
The referee crew here tonight, and I don't know that fella's name, but he's a pretty good ref. We see him at Carolina a lot. Guy that looks like, what's his name, Mr. Wonderful. He looks just like him.
That's so
and sounds
funny.
a little bit like him. All right, so the man up is out there for the Falcons. And you've got Schumacher's going to push it around, drives it over to the Pope. The Pope brings it to 16. Oh, and he gets one past Jeb from the arc. So the Falcons are making a little bit of push here.
That was 16.
16 is Bagley.
Colton Bagley.
Yeah, Bagley drives it home, and these guys are firing from the arc. I mean, they're not trying to drive inside on this defense.
Yeah, that whole possession, it all occurred along that the girls' kind of 12-meter arc there. They didn't really do much to move the ball in low. They were just kind of playing that three-man game up top, and Bagley left it rip. He had enough room there, had his hands free, and let her go.
So a little bit of momentum here for the Falcons. See Shanna Harris checking in. She just came back to the seats with Mr. and Mrs. Harris.
All right, we got Flora getting another face-off there.
Bagley's going to bring it up. Remind me to tell you the funny story about Cole Bradford with AJ when we get a break. All right, Reese is out of the sin bin a little bit. He's back on shift in his office, protecting the goaltender down there. He spins it over to the Pope. The Pope makes a move, gets past, draws the team, and then shot wide. It's a pretty good take by 8. That's Lee Payne.
Yeah, I like that little
8 or 9. That was 9. That was Schumacher.
Little two-man game they had going in the goal there.
Yeah. Pushes it up top to Bagley. Bagley's going to swing it around. Falcons think they found something here. Reese is going to try and shut the door on him. Good footwork by Reese. Keeps him at a distance. Bagley's got it again. He drives it in and rings one off the post. Jeb looked behind him. He wasn't sure.
Yeah, that had some heat. Number 9 had just some space there. Got the short stick matchup.
Yeah, puts the move on Silas. Gets around. Big rip again from the perimeter. It's backed up behind. The possession remains with the Falcons. Buchanan out to the side. Up top to the Pope. Over here to Bagley. You get a piece of that, Jeb?
I think he did, yeah. I mean, Jeb basically had that post covered, so I'm thinking something hit him there.
I didn't hear iron, so it must have hit flesh. All right, Silas out there trying to protect the perimeter. CJ. Good coverage out there. Keep him at arm's length. Back behind to X. Move on Reese. Won't let him by. He dishes it off up top. Back to Elliott. Max Elliott, number 19 there. Back out to the Pope. There's a big rip up high. Caught somebody on the follow-through, so he couldn't get it all the way down. So it sails high, but it's backed up. Remains Flora ball. 5:33 left to go in the third.
Yeah, long possession here.
A lot of defense being played. 17. Jeb gets a stick on that. It probably would have gone wide, but he got a cross on it.
Number 18 struggling to get a handle on that.
That's Buchanan out there. He loses the handle, does a little barrel roll. Silas can't handle the clear, but it's going to roll down and stay in bounds.
Titus unfortunately ran out of legal green field over there, and
here it comes the other way.
11-1 in the third. Yeah, we just heard here shots 11-1 in the third. So field has definitely tilted in the other direction here.
Yeah, so after coming out with a quick goal 8 seconds into the half, it has been all Flora here. You know, we're still with a 9-3 lead. So, I mean, we're in a lot of command here, but the pressure is mounting. Good job, Jeb.
Yeah, Jeb makes the save there. Oceanside's going to need to get a clear here and maintain some possession. These defenders need a breath.
That was a big rip from Buchanan.
Yeah, that was.
Okay, push it over to the low man, Finley.
Finn Wagner with a good spin move.
Finn, good, put his foot in the ground, said, I'm going to go over here.
He's got his dancing shoes on tonight.
I'll tell you what. All right, so let's see if we can get a good offensive set here. No need to rush the shot, guys. You're up by 6.
Yeah, we don't even. We were still waiting for someone to get down in the offense here.
Yeah, let's take a break, take a breath. Silas over here takes it from Finn. They have a little conversation. Miller time rolling through the middle there. Miller Seaton. Miller back up top all the way out of the box. Over to the Trigger. Trigger's had a hard time finding real estate in this second half. Not that we've had a ton of possession. The Assassin running through from his knees, bounces it off the goaltender.
No idea how he kept himself upright on his knees to get that shot off. That's crazy.
He's going to leave a little skin on the turf for that one.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I would say if you watch any film, you're probably doing your best to not give Titus any green space. So not surprised. Got a little yard sale action.
All right, Oceanside's going to take over again. Johnson's going to try and clear it. Gets it out to center field there. Krabil's got it. Bounces it back to Gillum. Krabil checks out.
Good job on the defense there.
All right, Finn Wagner checking back in. Everybody's on sides. We haven't seen one of those tonight. So box management's been pretty effective. Trigger bouncing out to the top of the restraining box, looking at his brother all the way across on the near side here. Trigger thinking about it. Little stutter step over to the right. Yeah, Trigger can fire with either hand pretty good. There's a rip over there.
Beautiful skip pass.
Yeah, skip pass. Liam just couldn't get it home.
That's a great save by the goalie because that ball's going all the way across the offense.
I was just going to say, Hammond answers the call.
Yeah, nice reaction there.
Okay. Schumacher brings it in. Schumacher's pushed out by Reese Meredith. Over to CJ's got that covered. The low man holding things down on the other side. Long run, pushes it over to Bagley. Bagley back behind the net. Pushes it to Gray. Back up top. Kimker playing good short stick defense down there.
Flora going to the inside there that time.
Yeah, there's not been a lot of room for them on the inside, so they've been forced to shoot from the perimeter, which is traditionally the defensive mentality of Oceanside, is to say, look, if they're going to take it from 12 meters, then, you know, there's a misstep by Silas, puts it on the ground, turns it over. 23 there was trying to check to see if he was on sides.
Yeah, good ground ball pickup there.
Okay. He drops it over to Buchanan or Schumacher. Connor Buchanan checks back in, along with the Pope. There's a little test of the top-end defense there. Swings it over here to the Pope. Pope Johnson makes a move, gets by, looks for that, and Jeb got another piece of that. He was looking for the pole. I mean, I'd rather him get a piece of it and let it go out of bounds than hope that it rings off the iron or goes wide.
Yeah, fifth save of the quarter there for Jeb. So he's been earning his pay down there.
All right, not a lot of room inside there. I mean, the defense for the Land Sharks has been stout, but how long can they keep that up? You wonder.
Yeah, they're definitely getting run this quarter.
30 seconds. They're on short time.
Reese doing a heck of a job there.
CJ, boy, this defensive crew is just, I mean, they're good. Woodsy. 15 seconds.
They got the short stick matchup.
Pushed it inside. He's going to look for the shot. He gets some room, and he finds it.
Wow.
The turnaround jumper, and Julian Schumacher buries it home.
You got to give Schumacher credit there. He caught that ball, was double teamed in the middle, somehow ran himself out of it. And,
he got one step of separation is all he needed.
And shot across that crease and caught that just inside that far post. Great goal there by number 9.
Yeah, so we're outscored in this quarter, a little less than 5 seconds left.
And that's one of those that, really kills you as a coach when someone's painting one on the board in the final, few seconds like that.
It's frustrating, and it's the turnovers. I mean, we did not take care of the rock.
False start, Cole.
So there's a false start on Cole. Again, remind me to tell you about that.
That's pretty interesting because it definitely looked like the Flora Fogo jumped.
All right, and that's it. So
there's a twitch going on down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny because AJ used to tell me with Cole as a freshman, especially when we were winning a lot or losing a lot, and he was doing a lot of work on the dot. AJ comes home one night, and our ritual would be that we would come home and then we would watch the game back, really, so you and I could listen to each other.
Right.
But no, we would have a little coach's clicker, and
brag about our competency, right?
Yeah, we would. My family would critique the broadcast, of course, but AJ would say, it's funny when Cole's got 6 or 8, if he starts to get tired, it's funny how there's always a false start or he loses one because he knows he's coming right off.
Right.
And I thought that was funny, and that was always a joke between him and Cole. Now, I told AJ I have a hard time believing that. He's a competitor. He wants to win. But AJ said, look, everybody's got a tick, Dad. I said, okay. I always got a kick out of that.
Well, these specialty positions, Fogos, goalies, they all have their little quirks. They all have their little things that they do.
Right.
And, that's the beauty of being one of those players that but you look at Cole, he's just truly a guy that has embraced that specialty. And, you think of what he accomplished last year as a freshman and some of that higher talent we played, where he was going against guys that were going to D1 and D2 schools.
Yeah.
Just obviously puts a lot of work into his craft.
I remember Tom Harris calling me one day and says, look, we got a kid here. His father's on the fence of whether he's going to go to Oceanside or Wando. And he says, I can't talk to him. So I'm asking you, what would your advice be if we wanted to have somebody articulate a better picture of what life at Oceanside would be like and what he might mean to this team? And I said, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Coach. I said, why don't you give me his phone number? I'll give him a call, and we'll talk about it. So I called Dennis, never met him. Called Dennis, and we had a nice conversation about culture, what's possible, the team, where we could go. And, it turned out to be a little prophetic. There is laundry from every direction on the field.
Yeah.
3 referees as if it was New Year's night, just through streamers.
Cole did a nice job of keeping possession of that and getting us the free play here. So we'll have a tripping call should we not score.
So Woodsy's going to hoof it off the field here. And then Wheezy's going to check in.
He's moving on up.
He's moving on up. Gillum, the trigger, is going to sit out here to the left. He's getting all sorts of attention.
Got the matchup.
Yeah,
he does have it.
He's got the short stick he wants.
Now he's going to create the space.
He's looking to get the slide, and it's not coming. He's going to have to go a little deeper. Here it comes. There's 3. He drills it in, bounces it in front, and goes out. Finn Wagner's going to go retrieve that and do the inbounds. 11:04 in the 4th, so we're just about a minute in here. Finn Wagner.
I think all these guys are just making sure they threw the same flag for the same thing.
There is a kid in Finn Wagner that has worked his tail off for years and waited his turn and struggled with the system and just gritted his way through it and has become an invaluable piece of this team through sheer will.
Yeah, Finn has that farm work ethic and, shows up every day, does what he needs to do. And
well, he battled turnovers.
Yeah.
A couple years ago as a younger player, he battled turnovers. We talk about it sometimes during the broadcast, and there's a misstep there.
It's going to be an over and back.
All right, so Flora's going to get so Finn.
All right, we're saying
deflection.
All right, the entire fan section is ruling on this.
Flora fans. She's right, though. It doesn't matter. It still went over,
right,
regardless of deflection or not.
There's a caucus.
We love a caucus.
It might be a meeting because there was only 2.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's 3 to be a caucus.
Someone was left out there.
Yeah. Yeah, he wasn't walking up here.
He's like, I'm going to hang out and chat with Hammond back here.
Yeah, these guys will figure it out. Okay, now the referee's going to trot his way up here to ring it in. It's Flora ball. The Pope's got it. He brings it in, gets the touch. I've had to adjust myself to watch the college game because the touch doesn't matter.
Right. No such thing.
No such thing. That's how they identify rookie parents for college players.
Get the touch.
Get the touch. Everybody looks at you like, what are you, an idiot? Yes. All right, Flora moving it around. Pope's got it out. Top corner here. Reese turns him away. Oh!
And Jeb saw that, and I think it just snuck by him there. The Pope got his blessing on the goal.
Yes, he did. Sprinkle a little holy water on Jeb.
It's a nice move he got on Reese there to get space.
I think it's suffice to say Flora is not going to go away. I'm pretty sure I said that a while ago when it was an 8-goal game.
We know that all too well from history. Here we are, 9-5, 10 minutes left. There's still a lot of ball to play.
There's Dennis Bradford, whistle hanging out of his pocket from when he drills Cole in the pregame. Patrolling the stands here at the deep. Clamp.
Oh.
He twitched.
Yes, he did.
He twitched. He's got a case of the twitches. And it is going to be Flora ball.
These Fogos start to get a fix on the refs and think they can kind of jump that whistle, and they'll take that chance sometimes.
And there's a little concern there, Coach, because Bagley just came and ran literally right between 3 defenders and had a clean shot at Jeb. And if he put it on net, it could have been a problem. So the Pope's up top. He's feeling good about himself. Bagley pushes it around, back behind the net. Got to feel that the Land Sharks are a little bit on their heels here. We got to find that spark. They're going to need somebody's got to make a play here. And again, still a 4-goal lead. I mean, we're not anywhere near DEFCON 1.
Yeah, you got to remember Oceanside had some heavy lifting on defense that last quarter.
Yeah.
And, you know, this could be slowing us down a bit here.
Yeah, you got to think, you know, at some point, you know, we know what kind of energy it takes to play a lot of defense. All right, heavy pressure there. CJ, Jeb answers the call, says no, not here, get it out of here.
Great save by Jeb.
Pushes it over to CJ and they'll run the out. Big cross-field pass over to Finley, I think. Little looper up top to get it out to midfield to Gillum. Gillum pushes it over to his brother. The trigger gets the touch. Backs out. And Land Sharks are going to try and set it up here and see. It's been a while since we've seen a Land Shark goal. It's been since 2 seconds into the.
And I know they're anxious to score here, but we got to be thinking about giving these defenders a breath too.
Yeah, exactly. Titus, he feels it. Titus gets that gleam, and there it is.
Oh,
What?
that almost looked like it was in the goal there.
Yeah,
net bounced.
no, I mean, Hammond didn't look behind him. He felt good about it.
It's a good ground ball.
I think that was the butt end of his stick that might have hit the.
Yeah, was that Rosebach back there, Dion?
Yeah.
I'm not sure who caught it, but there's a
All right,
flag.
there's the
There's a
flag.
slash, there's a flag, and there's the goal.
Well,
Liam Rosebach.
Rosebach says, I don't need your flag. I'll just finish this off. Great speed by Rosebach there, and I think that all started with, like Dion said, that ground ball in that corner. And as we used to say when these guys were much younger, ground balls win games.
They
And
do.
I
They
think
do.
it still applies at this level and every level.
100%. So the clamp is going to come out there and see if he can regroup himself.
That flag gets waved off with that goal. So
17 and 2 down here.
A lot of hand fighting
7.
between Caden Craybill and Oliver Baker.
we got the Flora coach pointing as if it's only one guy jostling.
Here we go.
There's the
All right,
clamp.
so-
He's got it, and he's on a mission. Cole says, I'm going to push it over here. You fall down behind me, and I will get the offense started. Liam's feeling great about himself after that last effort, and as he well should. The Assassin's been a little bit quiet rattling around down there around the goal. You got to feel that, you know, these guys, they're goal scorers. That's what they do, and when they don't do it, it frustrates them.
Sure. I'm sensing a little pickup in the chippiness here.
Yeah.
A lot more talking coming from the sidelines.
Yeah,
Well-
it's a Flora Oceanside game.
Yeah, we'll see where this goes.
Yeah, and it's a 5-goal lead, you know, so. Trigger looks like he's going to step it down, fires.
Smoked it.
Nothing but the back of the twine for Titus, the Trigger, Gillum.
Yeah, the Trigger likes to get out there along that restraining line and give himself some room to take off, and we had it right there. That's his hat trick.
Hats off to the Trigger on your senior night, son.
I believe he's moving on to Anderson.
He
great,
is.
great lacrosse program there in
Yeah.
in what we call the SAC. Very competitive Division II conference, and I'm sure he's going to go on to some great things there.
What a beautiful facility they have out there.
Yeah, Anderson's very nice. Actually, my daughter's playing there tomorrow afternoon, so.
You making the trip?
I am not. We'll be watching on TV.
Okay.
All right, OCA is going to come down with it here. So we're going to push it up to Titus, and that's Cole still in the game, is that?
Yeah, looks like he's,
so he's going to play
setting up shop in the middle.
down low there. So Tom Harris and coaches Colin Wright have the matchup they want, apparently. Trigger. So we're sitting on a 6-goal game here. 6:28 to play. Titus in behind, over to Rosebach. Rosebach hand fighting it off. Trigger looking for it, right hand, left hand, back to Rosebach behind, and everything's getting down close to the net.
There it is.
And there is the Trigger for number 4.
Nice catch and shoot.
Little two-man cat and mouse game there. They wanted to. All right. I don't know what they were talking about,
It
but
looked like another one of those ones that hit the net and maybe didn't go in.
yeah. I mean, I clearly saw it hit twine in the back there. So, yeah, that was fun to watch. Liam and Titus kind of going back and forth and seeing who would pull the other defender with them.
And they kept closing in on the net, so
Yep.
they just ran him out of real estate.
Yep.
You know, you'd think it's pretty difficult in that confined space. I mean, they were firing it back and forth with some mustard between the two of them. I mean,
Another nice face-off win for Cole.
all right. Cole seems to have righted the ship here.
As has this Oceanside team. 3 goals here in the last, about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So,
As the great Jack Kelly once told me, Tony, it's a game of streaks.
well, he's not lying.
No. I catch up with him every once in a while. He tunes into
Nice
Carolina games.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on AJ. Oh, there's a lot of traffic, and an Oceanside goal comes out of it.
That Titus that finished it off. I saw Funk put something on the goal.
Yeah, there was a shot that ricocheted, and Titus picked it up, pick and scoop there, and shot super
All right,
quick.
so that's 5 for
Got it on
Titus.
replay here.
4 or 5 for Titus? That's 4, right?
I think it's
5.
5.
He just picked that out of the air. It was kind of floating. Goalie was going for it, and he said, "That's mine."
He is in pre-sombrero territory.
He is. He's getting chips and salsa ready.
Guac? No guac, huh?
Yeah, we'll give him some guac.
Give him some guac. Let's see if he gets it.
A little too young for the margaritas yet.
I'm throwing my phone around.
Cole to Clamp doing what he does. Down to the assassin.
It's so big. I mean, Cole, for that stretch of 8 minutes there, he was struggling and changes it up, and here we are.
It's a possession game.
It is, and you've got Flora wondering, okay, well, how did we do what we did? And all of a sudden, look at the assassin through traffic, bing, bang, boom.
Now we're here. Oh, and we got some flags. That's 4 for Long. And I think that flag is going to stand because it was deemed after the shot. A little extracurricular.
So that's going to be number 2. Brooks Rame is going to take a little knee over here.
Little thinking time.
Reflect on his
Cross-check.
decisions.
1 minute. Not many comments online today, guys. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I got comments on. I thought I was going to see Logan Welch come in there, but they pulled him off.
All right, so we got Liam checking in. So this would be man-up territory. Have we had a man-up yet?
We have.
We have, right? Yeah. So we got the man-up crew out there. So I see Wagner, Rosebach, Trigger, Assassin, Silas. Who's the little guy in the middle?
Probably Funk. 30? Yep.
30. Parliament Funkadelic is in.
Funk Master Flex.
Yeah.
What else we got?
There's a lot of open territory when your name's Funk. All right, they're going to throw it around. Back to the assassin, back to Liam, back to the trigger. We're going to play catch for a while. Little flip and move. Who's got it? Tried to catch the Funk inside.
Took his eyes off it.
Yep. I think he was thinking of the shot before it was in his cross there.
All right.
Oh, nice catch by 17 there to save that
recovery.
possession.
That's Lockhart. Saves the possession down behind 5. Bryson Gray looking for some maneuvering room. Pushes it back up top to Lockhart.
CJ doing a nice job down there, locking down X.
They don't have time to play slow here.
No.
Nope,
They got to get the Pope on the field.
You'd have to think they're shooting here.
Bagley and the Pope check in. Back behind, yeah, they don't, I mean, they're on short time here. and all of a sudden it's a 9-goal game. A little roller in on Jeb, and he says, no way, get it out. And that's Finley over there, right?
I would think we're going to see the defense bring some double teams here, try to generate a turnover.
Yeah, Titus is going to try and run through it there now. So we got normal crew out there. Funk in behind.
I would guess Oceanside's probably going to stay spread out, try to keep the defense spaced out here.
They're not in any hurry here.
Oh, great check by 14.
14 is Barrett Coffer, the LSM. Over to the trigger. Brother to brother.
Finn playing quarterback there.
Yeah, Finn's going to be content to kind of sit on it there. Makes his move. Brings it in tight. Tries to see if he puts his hip into him and brings it home.
Beautiful.
Finn Wagner for his hat trick. Is that 3 for Finn?
2.
That's 2 for Finn.
I thought so. Beautiful little hip roll there on that defender.
Yeah, I started to say earlier about Finn. We watch these kids come up, and when they get to high school, they play the club sport for all those years, and they're playing against, unless we go up north where everybody's reclassed 9 times,
right.
They're generally playing against kids their own age. And then all of a sudden, a guy like Finn or somebody gets to, they get to high school, and because we don't have a JV program, they're playing against seniors.
Right.
And Tom and the coaching staff have that chore to get them to acclimate as quickly as possible. And how that takes shape. Oh, there's Titus with a big drive.
Just a great pass there from Cole to Titus. Good.
That's going to get a flag.
Yep.
That's a cross-check in the back. That I'm pretty sure it's in the rules. You can't do that.
Yeah, I think they frown upon that.
Yeah. So that was a brief stint by who's 22? That's Moses Noy. So Moses tried to part the sea there and ended up in the box. So a brief, little bit of brief field time by Moses and ends up on another break. So you made your presence felt and you made the stat sheet.
Yeah, I think Coach came over and said, Moses, you can't do that.
No, you cannot. We used to do that with Joey football last year. Remember when Joey football?
Joey. Love that kid.
There was nothing better than watching him play at the end of a blowout. And just, once again, there's a kid that never made the shift from football to lacrosse.
It was kind of like the stick in his hand was just a bonus. He was just bodying guys up.
Sawyer wasn't much less than that, though, was he?
Sawyer Arnold really, he learned to play this game. As a short stick defender, he was a lot of body to get around, and he carved out an identity for himself as all the Arnold athletes.
Ooh, nice shot.
Whoa.
Great shot there, number 9, I believe that was.
Well, that's Palmer Mood. I'm sorry.
The former Palmer
The former Palmer Mood. The artist, that's Julian Schumacher. And that is I think he's a senior. My paper is smudged because that's where my thumb has been sitting.
I do think if you go to the penalty box, though, Sawyer Arnold has a little square of turf down there with his name on it.
The games I caught, he was in there a lot.
There's a
class of.
Actually, right just by that speaker, there's a knee print.
There it is. There it is. Signature underneath it.
What a beast of an athlete. And just a tremendous.
I'm sure he's going to go on to dominate at App State, which is awesome. So
he's such a good kid.
Oh, great ball handle.
Yeah, so that's the assassin. He handles it as good as anybody.
Yeah, very calm. He doesn't seem to get rattled too much.
Yeah, Finn Wagner brings it in. Everybody's kind of changing out.
Minute left.
Well, we have to say, Flora made this interesting. What a third quarter for them. Just no give up in that team.
So that's Blaze Kasabinski, 14. Our boy Blaze.
He's played everywhere. He was in goalie 2 games ago.
Yeah. Oh, Finn for his hat trick. Now I know that's a hat trick because you told me it was
there we go.
Finn, hats off to Finn Wagner.
What better on a senior night?
That is your hat trick on your senior night, son. Remember
Well
it
deserved.
forever.
Well deserved.
Well deserved, and the proud parents. Proud parents who have been through the ringer here, of Oceanside lacrosse for all these years.
We got Moses Noy taking face off.
All right.
All right, Moses out of the box and onto the dot. 45 seconds. 45 seconds. Moses can't get the possession. Logan Welch is in the game.
Oh, look at that. Nice stick check by 24.
Right. Logan's looking up and then gets turned over there. That's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to be Oceanside ball. All right, up, whoop, you got to have that, take it with you.
20 seconds left.
20 seconds, who's 8 to S? Wheezy, almost put that on the ground. Come on, Wheezy. Yo, Wheezy. They're going to swing it around, 8, 7, 6, 5. Who's going to get the last? Oh!
29.
Demschick.
Number 29.
29, Anthony Demschick. You got your shout out there, kid. You almost had the last shot there. Congratulations to the Oceanside Land Sharks on a tremendous senior night. Both the girls and the boys doubled down with commanding victories. Oceanside pride. Thank you to everyone for having us. The administration, athletic director Mark Meyer, assistant athletic director Brooks Barano, Mike Lorenz, the interim principal, Kelly Lincoln-Hoker, the principal, all of the faculty and staff, all the volunteers and the parents that make this possible. It's easy for us to come in here. We didn't set up goal nets. We didn't set up TV. We didn't do anything except come here and have the privilege of bringing it into your home. What a great night. Coach, thanks for being with me tonight.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thanks for having me.
Dion, thanks for having us.
Yeah, you guys are welcome. Good
Gentlemen,
job.
thank you so much.
Great job, of course, as always. You guys are fantastic together. We won't be back until after spring break on the 14th against Porter Gowd.
The half of the Holy War.
Yeah. So, yeah, we get a little break. It'll be nice.
Is that game here? Because you talk about chippy. That's a game that gets chippy.
I believe that game
it's over there?
is over there,
It's
yeah.
in the mosquito nest?
And then we got Benedictine come in on the Thursday, the 16th.
$9 million a year to go to school there. They can't put turf in.
The cadets, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome.
That was fun. Good game, of course. 2 good games. That was a almost 4-hour live stream. So
yeah,
between the girls and the boys.
Well, we thank everyone for tuning in, and we like doing this because we like for distant family, especially on these senior nights and things, to be able to see their kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews. So great opportunity, and thankful to have it, and glad that there's people taking over for us.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Well,
signing off.
We're going to break this thing down and go eat some food over with all the teams over there, I believe, is what's
Awesome.
going on.
Perfect.
Right? So for now, we got
the coach,
Coach
Chris Harrison, Tony Zarzak.